Tidal's valuation fell substantially between 2017 and 2021 after the Sprint investment. So even artists held equity. If they did, it was worth much less than people actually assumed. So it was a complete failed business deal. How are you going to have J. Cole, Madonna, Beyonce, Rihanna, Nicki? Everybody's lined up together now, ready to sign this. And even if they did have equity, which probably some of these celebrities did because they had to sign on for whatever Jay-Z was asking them for, because the company lost so much with valuation, their equity was going to be far low as it is anyways. So the conversation of the fact that Nicki or Kanye backed out and it was a big mistake for these artists to back out, well, evidently not, because the company lost literally so much from 2017 onwards. And isn't it funny that Jay-Z was the only one that was able to advance onto the board, and that he essentially used the likeness and image, you could say, of a lot of these artists. And because he was doing or moving like this in this way, you could say allegedly this has bothered artists and perhaps caused ruptures in their relationships with him. So yeah, minority shareholders generally have little control, guys, over when or how they can sell their shares. And that in itself is a problem when you're investing a lot of money into a company and your likeness and your image by being publicly there as well. The value of those shares depended on Tidal's performance, and the company obviously struggled financially, and many media reports focused on the headline purchase price without examining the underlying SEC filings. So a big shout out to Eric Jackson. It's gone completely viral on the app X, and he's got a YouTube channel as well. You guys can check him out there and, you know, subscribe to him and, you know, watch his videos if you guys want to. But basically, from, you know, in other words, Carter basically has been accused of leveraging the other artists' brands for his own benefit. Tidal was already a lost cause when Jay-Z sold it. Someone says it doesn't work because the artist didn't unify. Tidal was paying the most per stream and could have had equity, but they sold out to the highest bidder, illustrating how capital can overpower labor. Jay-Z would have been foolish not to take that deal for a struggling company, which is true from his perspective. Like, he better be grateful to Jack Dorsey for life that he actually came in and saved him. Otherwise, it would have been so much money basically been lost on the cards. And, you know, anybody would have taken that deal considering that Tidal's valuation was basically going down the drain. Let me know what thoughts are when it comes to this video, guys. Do subscribe to the channel. It goes a long way. I would appreciate it. It's just one click to subscribe. And I will catch you guys soon for another video. Hold on now, Chuck. I'm going to end this video with this. There's a post that I wanted to talk about here. All 16 co-owners of Tidal reportedly received $8.9 million payout following Jay-Z's recent deal. Beyonce, Kanye, Rihanna, Nicki, and more included. Well, that basically doesn't seem to be the case at all, and they didn't receive the $8.9 million. But of course, artists under Rock Nation are going to turn a blind eye to whatever Jay-Z's doing because they don't want to be involved in anything against him because they basically all work together. Now I'm going to end the video, and I'll catch you guys soon.
Now I'm going to end the video. Catch you guys soon. What's up, live stream? I'm sitting over here testing, y'all. I'm testing the different little setups and stuff we have going on here, which is only two. We got this one. That's the booth, y'all. Need to clean up as usual. Then you got the main crossfading. Then you got the booth with the main when people doing different things. Then you got another booth in main with before the stage on there. And then you have the before the stage background with nothing going on. And I'm trying to think of some more stuff to send to people or whatever, I guess. Anyway, I'm just testing. I'm gonna bring some people on. What's going on? Nobody want lice. Nobody want lice. What's lice? Oh, hold on. I had already said something. Who wants lice? What in the world? Oh, I hit the button. And breaking news. Nolen Wills accused of potential hard drugs uses. Friend told. Man, that's 2 hours. That's too long. Damn, that's too long, too. Oh, I was supposed to add this to that. God dang it. This is bad. Yes. Oh, dang, my bad. You talking about the, she talking about the lice. Oh, she talking about in the title, or he talking about in the title. My bad. God dang it. Can I change it before we get into the how you change? God dang it. I don't know how to change it from here. Source. To here can change it. Testing the new live stream, not lice. Look at Tahir's comment. Yeah, you right. Mike, change this spelling. Oh man, I change it. Y'all killing me, man. You killing me, Petey. You killing me. I change it. Don't worry about it. Don't even worry about it. Uncle Mike on the job. Uncle Mike's on the job now. How y'all doing? Y'all doing all right? I changed it to here. You ain't gotta do it. To here working. He doing something else. There you go. Save. How long it take to update? Let's see. Click on live. Are we live? Click on that bad boy. Boom. Yeah. It's changed. I changed it. I don't have the laptop right now. Okay. All right. God dog it. I wanted to go straight there. Got the camera way up in the air so y'all can see everything. See all my junk. All right, now let me see if I can go to home. Did this thing come up? This thing be killing me, man. Oh my god. YouTube always changing stuff. There we go. I'm gonna send this joint to some people. Copy the link. Mm. All right. All right, that's enough. Gene Jill show. That's it. I done sent it to everybody. That's important. I sent it to everybody that's important. All right. Tahir sent me something, y'all. I don't know what he done sent. Let's see. Okay, cool. Bam. Let's do that. Oh, snap. Hold up. I'm recording still. I don't even know what. Stop recording. I can't chew bubble gum and do this at the same time. Jay? I think I did too. One, two. That's a delete. Yeah. I'm confused, y'all. Y'all got me confused over here. All right, here we go. I'm going to change them as we go. What is up? What is up? YouTube, how y'all doing? Golly Moses, man. He finally revealed how Nolen Wells was murdered. Oh my God, man. I feel so sorry for this little guy, man. Rest in peace. Hey, I'm testing out the live stream and everything. And so far, it looked like the levels and everything. I want y'all to know if y'all can hear me clear, loud and clear. We want loud and clear. Y'all hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell. It's loud. It's loud in my headphones. Let's check it out. Can't hear nothing. I got the mute on, y'all. Wait a minute. Too many buttons to press. Here we go.
Judge Mathis just surgically broke down why you are a dummy if
Okay.
you don't believe that Nolen
Send me
Wells was
to-
murdered in cold blood. After all the evidence that have came out, if you still believe that Nolen Wells accidentally drowned, there's something wrong with you.
New York in
And
the
I
house.
don't know what it is. You got to figure it out. He broke down two crucial pieces of information: the bruise that was found on the back of Nolen Wells' head, and then the audio from the boat.
How you feel about this second autopsy that was done on Nolen Wells?
Yes, I think when we last spoke, we were awaiting the forensic autopsy because the original autopsy performed by the county examiner, we just weren't convinced. It would be independent, quite frankly, because we weren't getting enough information from law enforcement. And so the forensic autopsy came back. And lo and behold, even though they're trying to downplay it, and I understand Ben Crump and NAACP and others don't want to try and jump to conclusion or step too far out, but the forensic autopsy showed that there was what they call discoloration. No, I call them bruises in the back of the head.
Yeah.
Appearing that someone has had their hand pressed at the back of their head, at the back of Nolen's head. That's concerning to me.
And what's even more concerning is when the autopsy sent over their notes to the independent autopsy that they took Nolen Wells' body to, they had notes. And from these set of notes, they'll figure out which bruises, which cuts was caused by the original autopsy so they know to ignore it. When they checked their notes, the original autopsy failed to reveal there was a bruise at the back of Nolen Wells' head. The independent autopsy, they found the bruise and they reported it. But here's the thing though. We still don't have Nolen Wells' cause of death yet because for it to be drowning, the lungs got to be waterlogged. Well, the original autopsy never sent over the lungs. Well, the original autopsy did theirs first. So if you did yours first, wouldn't you have the opportunity to run all the tests and do everything you got to do with the lungs before you sent over the body? Well, they never sent the lungs with the body. So the independent autopsy was unable to determine the cause of death. It was inconclusive.
You've had different stories coming out from the teenagers. One of the young men himself spoke out about it, claiming they had begged Nolen to get on the boat, and that he wouldn't. Then there's the woman that he's supposed to have stayed back with. I think her name Katie or something. Well, he was supposed to have stayed back with Katie. That was their story. However, Katie's friend says that Katie hasn't. She saw him only in passing on the island, didn't stay with him, and Katie isn't saying anything at all.
That's an element that I also missed as well regarding the friend. Now, I think the friend he's talking about is Katie's sister. The older sister is kind of downplaying to the extent in which Katie and Nolen Walls was hanging out. But the Katie portion of this, which we have to cover because the Katie portion like directly debunks the friend's story, right? They claim that Katie will be their alibi, that Katie saw them leave without Nolen. Katie says, no, I didn't. The last time I seen Nolen was when y'all was calling him over. Right? So we're being put in a position where we got to look at a bruise in the back of his head, and that bruise could be anything, right? That bruise could be something that Nolen Walls already had. That could have been something where somebody like knocked Nolen Walls unconscious. We just seen a video where another man just got arrested for murder, where he knocked out a man and then threw him in the water while the man was unconscious. Was that bruise in the back of Nolen Walls' head a bruise from him being knocked unconscious, then they threw him in the water too? Who knows? But we're being put in a position that I think is very unfair. It's very unfair. Where we're being asked to ignore bruises on the body, autopsies like damn near being sabotaged because the lungs were not sent over and the throat was not sent over. The audio where we're hearing people talk about Nolen being dead, the phone being with the friend, we're asked to ignore every red sign there is.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
Be, I guess, as optimistic as you could be in a situation, which is at least he was not murdered.
Yeah, that's true, man. It's a lot of things you gotta overlook to say it was no foul play. That's bull. That's bull. How you gonna be with all your friends and all these people? And yeah, he stayed back or whatever the case may be, but nobody's seen him before his last breath, so to speak. Shout out to my live stream, man. Hey, Slide is up in the house. And also Angela. Angela went to the Bahamas with us, y'all. Yeah, she up in the live. Don't forget the Music Recording Network live. Let's get it, baby. Let's get it.
We're asked to ignore every red sign there is.
They telling us to
and
ignore
be,
everything.
I guess, as optimistic as you could be in a situation, which is at least he was not murdered. At least he did not die, like forcefully, right? But I don't know, bro. I'm not believing it at all. And I think a judge who his literal job was to make decisions for the last, 2 or 3 decades, I think that judge will be able to look at this and make a judgment call that's at least credible, right? Now, if you disagree with the judge, you like disagree. But this nonsense of any skepticism is uncredible, that's out the window.
So it's a lot of moving parts here. And I'm just hoping it's not one of those, quite frankly, and if his friends didn't have anything to do with it and they truly left him behind, et cetera, et cetera. He has discoloration, bruises on the back of his neck. Something happened. And quite frankly, this is Mississippi, where in 1955, which sparked the Civil Rights Movement, Emmett Till was killed for so-called whistling at a white woman. Dang. And now we're hearing Nolen Wells stayed back to be with a white woman. And he turns up dead with bruises behind his neck. That's the context I'm putting this in. It's Emmett Till, perhaps, all over.
Wow, so you feel like the dynamics between Nolen Wells and Emmett Till is similar?
Well, the dynamics are the same. He's with a white woman, or allegedly said something with, or however you view it, with a white woman, and there's a suspicion that white men killed him. And that was the case with Emmett Till. He so-called whistled as a kid. 13 was he? Whistled so-called the woman at the store. White woman says he whistled at her. What happened? White men killed him. And that's why I'm making that analogy. But it could altogether be untrue. But I'm making the analogy as a possibility. And that is the case of my thought processes.
So it was actually bruises behind his neck.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, what else? Why is it only there in the back of your neck, which is coincidentally how you drown somebody? You put the head in the back of the neck and not let them up, and they try and push up. but you got the head down, so the head bruises in the back of the neck because somebody tried to hold it down or did hold it down.
Again, this is why you need a judge.
Dang, I ain't never think about that.
Yo, bro, I'm so like
Dang, young. I ain't never think of it like that. Something happened, man. Somebody did something to this little boy. That's a no-brainer right there. Now, who did it? And everybody being quiet because these are the cool guys in the school and stuff. They got boats and all this stuff.
barbaric.
Oh, my God, man. Here we go.
I'm going.
Here we
Or
go.
did hold it down.
Again, this is why you need a judge. Yo, bro, I'm so like barbaric. I'm going for the knock him out with a club, throw him in the water. But no, the judge is saying, no, you would have bruises in the back of your neck because somebody had their hand on your neck and they pushed you in the water until you drowned. Come on. Come on. Come on.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
And here's the thing. They will say, what's the proof of this? What's the proof? Y'all just said it without proof. Okay, what is your explanation for everything then? Right? Since us who were not there, we're asked to provide undoubtable proof, even though all we literally have is theories because we were not present. Right, so now let me ask you guys, okay, can you guys explain the bruises in the back of his neck? All right, cool. Can y'all explain the audio that y'all called fake until TMZ posted it, even though Chronicle Speaks and other independent creators posted that audio first? Okay, no, you can't explain that? Okay, cool. Can you explain why Warren said that Katie would back up their story, but then Katie said the last time she seen Nolen was when they was calling him over? Can you explain the contradiction between Katie and Warren's story? No? Okay. Well, damn. It looks like y'all don't have an explanation or an answer for none of the things that look bad when it comes to y'all argument, but somehow y'all want us to psychologically break down and show you guys listen, man. Because we weren't there, all we really have is context clues, and we got to piece it together. It's simple as that. But you guys are unwilling to engage with all the evidence that kind of shows this kid was murdered. Simple as that. Now, Judge Mathis also touched on the audio that got released. And here's what he had to say about the audio.
I did not know that existed. And if this is authentic radio transmission between the dispatcher and the caller, then certainly this turns it on its head. They're observing him injured, asking if he's dead. Whoever on that call, with the technology we have now and with interviews amongst the folks who were there, or the phone that the emergency call came from, the dispatcher has that number. Someone can get it. Then you'll go to the person who made the call and say, what did you see? This is real easy if that is the case. So we'll see what they do with this evidence. The fact that there's some audio from the dispatcher where the person calling asks, or in the background, one or the other, asks, oh my God, is he dead? So that's a whole new level of evidence that I'm interested in seeing where they go with that. And perhaps that's what the prosecutor may have all of this information and say, we're not sharing it because we don't want to bias, we don't want to create bias, et cetera, in the case because in the media, have it, and she may have that. She may have that. And take it right to the grand jury. That's what I'm hoping, if they don't disclose it to the widespread media this week.
Here's why I don't believe that. Now, it's one thing if you say, hey, we're not going to share the thorough investigation we're doing that's going to bring answers to Nolen Wells' death. We're not going to share that with the public, but you're not going to share that with Nolen's mama?
You got that right.
You're not going to share that with... I don't care if they have hired like Benjamin Crumb. I don't care if they have hired other people to get involved. You should walk the mama through it step by step. Hey, mama, we got this intel, this intel. It's not until the audio got leaked and people began to put pressure on Ocean Springs that they like released a tip to TMZ like, hey, we have evidence that people seen Nolen on the island in the afternoon after 5, or I think like 6 p.m. they said. So like TMZ like reported, there's evidence Nolen was on the island at 6. And then you scroll down to the bottom of the article and the evidence is, oh yeah, there's like 2 people said they see Nolen. Okay, well, we have Nolen friends who are doing interviews on TikTok, right, saying how they believe these people are guilty and they believe people was washing blood off the boat or out the boat, according to the friend, or she implied that, I should say, because she says they was washing out the boat, right? One of the friends says they seen some of the boys and at a breakfast, and the boys told her, well, why would we be looking for him? Y'all already expect us to kill him. That's before Nolen Wall's body was found. That's before the world knew he was dead, right? So if we can take the word of 2 people who quote unquote seen Nolen, even though again 2,000 people was on the island, y'all said 2 people quote unquote seen Nolen at around 6 p.m. Okay, then how did Nolen Wells disappear? Then how did he die? Okay, if y'all can take the words of those 2 people, then can we take the word of 2 of Nolen friends who are on TikTok accusing people in Ocean Springs of killing Nolen? Can we? Oh, yeah. So it's evidence if it's 2 random people, but it's not evidence if it's 2 of Nolen friends. You see how that works? You see how that don't make sense? And that's what we're talking about here, bro. Nothing about this makes sense whatsoever. If you guys have something, right, that paints a clear picture of how Nolen Wells died, shouldn't the mother be the first one y'all notify?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know how you can justify that audio.
Can't. Not with someone in the background saying, is he dead? Even if you were calling to say there was a fight, it sounds like you're looking at something that has already happened and you witnessed what happened and you're saying, did he die from what I just saw? That's what you're saying. Oh, is he dead? Or what? Somebody walked you from around the park and said, hey, or around the other boat dock and say, hey, come look at this. No, you were there. So if that video and audio is correct, it's a whole nother level of evidence that indicates culpability.
And just for clarity, what do you personally believe happened to Nolen Wells?
Well, what we're told is that he got on the boat with several white buddies in Mississippi, went to Fun Island, for lack of a better term, where everybody goes to this island to have fun on their boats. Overwhelmingly 90 to 100% white, 99.9 perhaps if you include Nolen. And his buddies say they left him there. He ends up dead. His buddies say we left him there and we told him to come, let's go. He refused to go.
He didn't go.
However, we had his phone. And you claim that everybody puts their phone away when they're on the island. And I don't believe that for 1 minute, that teenagers leave their phones for hours just because they're on the island. Then.
And there's no signal. That's the part that tripped me out, because there's no signal. There's plenty of apps that don't need a signal. You can play games, you can do all kinds of stuff without a signal, man. Come on, man.
We have the young lady, Katie, who he allegedly stayed back to be with. Her sister says that they weren't spending a lot of time with Nolen and that they also left without Nolen, meaning they had seen Nolen go somewhere when they were leaving? Did he just y'all just shake, hug, and walk away? And then someone saw him and said, "Hey, let's get with him because he kissing and hugging on that white woman, and we don't play that and don't want to play that." Or is it, as I think it is, that they had something to do with his drowning?
Which, by the way, will make sense with the bruises in the back of the head, because it could be this. But y'all let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think, okay? So
K. Coleon said, yeah, I'm hip. I'm hip to that. Yeah, most definitely, man. Hey, we going, I'm doing my work while I'm over here testing, y'all. I know these people, they be saying, what in the world is he doing? I like this look. I wish I might buy in the month or so. Once we get going, I might do some different cameras. I can't do another camera here. If I do, it'd be in that corner behind the door when the door's closed or something. I don't know if y'all digging on this. What y'all think about this scene right here? I'm trying to make sure the look is going big 40. Hype. Who's Big 40 K? K Howell. Big 40 K Howell. Yeah, I don't know if this look is gonna go over well or whatever. This look right here is for when we have, I don't know, people come on the live stream, maybe not. I should make it a little smaller so you can see the headphones, but I don't know, man. I think I'm overthinking a lot of this stuff, you know. But if something going on in the studio and nobody's doing something or we waiting, we can be right here. I'm noticing that a lot of podcasters actually don't even show. They don't turn their camera on. They don't camera up. That's what they call it. It's Cal. What's up, Cal? Yeah, once I finish this look right here, it took a little while. It takes about 15 seconds, 20 seconds to cross over. But I'm just seeing it, what y'all seeing and everything. But recording booth, yeah, I think for the time me doing all this, man, I think I really stepped into a higher, little professional level of doing all this stuff. So, hit them thumbs up, man. Don't forget to give this live stream a thumbs up, baby. Hit them thumbs up. Everybody text and chat. We need more chatting. But anyway, I'm over here doing my little work while I'm doing my work. Oh my goodness. This is 8 minutes. I gotta play a song. I'm gonna play one of the songs. This 8 minutes. When they short, I play a song. See how the music sound going over this joint. All right, check this out. I'm gonna play one of the songs. Puffy Kids. I ain't played this in a long time. Watch this, y'all. Let's do this. Here we go. You see the countdown? 5, 4 on the screen. What is up? What is up, YouTube? FBI has released this update, man. Shout out to Diddy Kids, man. I decided to do a whole album, and I ended up doing 2 albums after I did this song. It came out a little better than what I anticipated. So I want y'all to hear this, man. We live. Don't forget the Music Recording Network live. We are live as we speak. So y'all hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell. Let's check it out, y'all. Yeah. Diddy Kids, baby. I thought I'd just send this one out to Diddy's kids. It's Uncle Mike, y'all. Yeah. Look, hey, they
They say the apple don't fall far from the tree. Then the sun's in the light where the cameras be. Puff built an empire off of hustle and fame. Then the boys in the court trying to clear their name. Media buzzing, got the headlines lit. Talking about charges, but the facts don't fit. A legacy's great, ain't easy to bend. When your father's a mogul, they all stop and stare. Now he's standing in the courtroom, pressure so wild. With the world on his shoulder, legacy on trial. He ain't asked for the fame or the flashing lens. Just trying to live life, not make amends. Now he's standing in the courtroom, pressure so wild. With the world on his shoulder, legacy on trial. He ain't asked for the fame or the flashing lens. Just trying to live life, not make amends. They see Diddy in his eyes, so the judgment's fast. But the son ain't the sin of his father's past. Every move they make, they dissect with spite. Forget he's still young, trying to find what's right. Whispers in the crowd, they talk like they know, but ain't been in the shoes or walked through the snow. Social media courtroom is useless feed. Facts take a back seat when clicks gonna lead. Now he's standing in the courtroom, pressure so wild. With the world on his shoulder, legacy on trial. He ain't asked for the fame or the flashing lens. Just trying to live life, not make amends. Now he's standing in the courtroom, pressure so wild. With the world on his shoulder, legacy on trial. He ain't asked for the fame or the flashing lens. Just trying to live life, not make amends. The truth's gonna rise and the lies don't win. But karma got a timing and it don't pretend. If you're guilty, let justice take control. If he innocent, let him walk out whole. So before you throw shade or feed that flame, remember every man got his own damn name. Not just the son of a star or a hip-hop king. He's a man with a voice, let the gavel ring. Let's rap. Let's rap. Let's rap.
I had to get freaky at the end with the horns. I found out, now. I said, man, that's enough. I'm going to bed. It was a, hey, yeah. Let Puffy and his team know we ain't no punks over here at the Music Recording Network. Just letting people know. They want to talk that trash? Uncle Mike shut them up. Anyway, man, Diddy, broken heartbreaks, man. Shout out to Will. Let's see what Will got to say about this bad boy. Y'all hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell. Let's check it out.
Do whatever the I want to do, whenever, however the I want to do it. You know why? Because I'm the freest nigga in the world.
An officer who participated in a raid on Diddy.
Hold on, wait a minute. Stop the.
Bullshit, 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 bullshit. Bullshit?
He the freest what? Come on, it's a moth in here, man. God dog it. Let's go.
He's
Let's
home,
go.
spoke with the New York Post. The officer is anonymous and not named, but his allegations regarding what he saw are absolutely chilling to sift through. The officer, who's part of the Homeland Security team that alleged that Diddy's freak-off parties would go on for multiple days, they also claim to have discovered multiple cameras located around Diddy's home. Now, we knew this, right? We knew that Diddy was recording these different things. But listen to what this Homeland Security agent said. This federal agent said, or the report says, they were seemingly placed to capture the cameras, to capture the various participants of the freak-offs in different positions. This is the quote. If you were in those sex parties, you were being recorded from every possible angle, the federal officer noted. He went on to say, including the angles you wouldn't have known about. Now, when I hear that, instantly I go, I believe Diddy got some powerful people. This is just my belief. I believe he got some powerful people on those recordings for whatever reason. Yeah. I don't know why he would want the recordings. I think it would be more than, I would assume,
blackmail.
It would have to be blackmail or something like that. That's my assumption.
Blackmail,
but
baby.
Who knows, right? It goes on to say, This is a quote from the federal officer. He said, in my opinion, Diddy is just as bad as Jeffrey Epstein.
Damn.
The biggest reason why the Homeland Security officer made the comparison was due to the youthful appearances of the women who participated in the freak-offs. So the security officer, the federal agent, he saw the freak-off tapes. He saw the tapes that they recovered from the houses. And I just think it's interesting that Diddy essentially we didn't hear nothing about him being charged with any type of, I don't know. So anyways,
yeah, that's weird, man. You notice that they confiscated all this data, but they didn't bring no data, not 1 inch of data up in the trial. They didn't talk about the drugs in the trial. They didn't talk about the guns with the serial number scratched off. That's a serious offense right there. Having guns with the serial. Why would you want to scratch the serial number off the gun? Because unless you plan on using it, then throwing it away. I never understood that part. There's a lot of stuff that criminals do that Uncle Mike, I just don't understand. Because I ain't trying to live that type of life for real.
Report says
Angela,
that the biggest reason why the Homeland Security officer made the comparison between Diddy and Epstein was due to the youthful appearances of the women who participated in the freak-offs on the tape.
Here we go, y'all. My bad. Here we go.
The report says
that
the biggest reason why the Homeland Security officer made the comparison between Diddy and Epstein was due to the youthful appearances of the women who participated in the freak-offs on the tapes. They alleged that many of these women were also being forced to commit sexual acts against their will. Quote, this is a quote, these women are young. This is from the federal security. So the federal agent said these women are young, either barely legal or barely illegal. So either they're 17, 18, 19, like they just turned 18, 19, or they're 16, 17, one of the two. That's what he's saying. He said, quote, we have evidence that these women didn't feel like they were free to go. The article makes reference to video footage of these women being clearly out of it while having sex. Wow. The Homeland Security officer also alleged that Diddy would watch these freak-offs from other rooms in the home. He said, quote, he also was able to watch the action remotely on his phone. They explained.
Damn, Diddy, you a sex freak, man. You just a straight up
I can't believe Diddy locked in a cell, tunnels under his house, and he can't make bail.
They explained this to the reporter. The Homeland Security officer said, quote, cast it on a TV in another part of the house. He didn't have to be in the room when the sex was happening, although he frequently was. So in other words, he screen mirror. He would screen mirror from his phone to his TV, from the cameras to the TV, and watch the freak-offs from other rooms. So
bored. He got a bored
the agent
life,
alluded to the possibility that Diddy would record these events as a mean of having dirt on other powerful figures in the entertainment industry. Now, with him being the guy that raided Diddy's house, that seen the tapes with his own eyes, for him to say this statement right here, this part of the statement, the possibility that Diddy will record these events as a means of having dirt on other powerful figures in the entertainment industry, that means he saw, in my opinion, right? We can kind of conclude and deduce from that he saw powerful entertainment figures on those videos. Because why would he say that these videos, he believes the intention was to have dirt on other powerful figures in the entertainment industry? That means it was other powerful figures on those tapes. Correct? So they reached out to Diddy's reps, but they didn't have no comment on these allegations from the Homeland Security officer. I thought that was extremely interesting. I thought it was extremely interesting that this federal agent came forward and said, hey, I have the tapes. I saw the tapes, rather. And I'm the one that went in there and got the tapes off this dude. And in my opinion, this is what the federal agent said, in my opinion, this dude is just as bad as Jeffrey Epstein. He had young girls in there. Either they were barely legal or they were barely illegal. And either way it goes, they were out of it doing these freak-offs. They were clearly drugged, the agent said. And he also said that he believes that Diddy was using these tapes to blackmail powerful figures in the entertainment industry, which means that there were powerful figures on the tapes. So all that information alone is enough for us to say, okay, confirms what we kind of believed about the guy, that he was on some weird stuff. For whatever reason, who knows? I think he's sitting in jail as a punishment. This is probably why he was in the beginning when he first went to jail. If you remember the reports, they were saying that he was scared he was going to be poisoned. He didn't want to come out of his cell. He wouldn't eat for like the first week. You guys remember all them reports. They had Diddy terrified in there. And I believe that that's the reason why. If what this agent is saying is true, what reason do he got to lie and put a report out there? He ain't asking for no money. What reason does this guy have to lie? If what he's saying is true, then I believe Diddy is in jail because they want him in jail. And I think it's a punishment for the way he was behaving and the things that he did and the blackmail that he had on other people. And it also could lend to the notion that Diddy is in jail because he was collateral damage for them, whoever those powerful people are, wanting to get those tapes back. And whoever was on those tapes, because we heard those stories and those kind of went away, which was there was celebrities and powerful figures more powerful and more successful than Diddy on those tapes.
But lots of other powerful people like you knew and said nothing.
Yeah, but they on the tapes.
Oh.
You just see the first tape, man. There's a lot of tapes out there.
And then it just went away. So maybe somebody wanted to get those tapes back. And so whatever it was, maybe it was a politician. Who knows? And whatever it was, they went in there and they said, we're going to raid this dude's houses all at once. And it was a crazy story from the beginning. So who knows? But a lot of people felt that way before. And the more that I start to research and the more that I start to understand about this dude's situation, and the more you hear from the people that were involved in the raids and these reports, it does seem like somebody just wanted to recover those tapes. And Diddy just had to go to jail as collateral damage. And maybe that's why he's not sitting for life when he could be. Right?
TMZ guys.
My bad, y'all. Yeah, look, the live stream came up on my feed. Don't send the live stream to my feed. Send it to somebody else's. Ziggy, you got to go upstairs. You getting on my Oh man, it's an hour and a half right here. Let's get it. No, I ain't gonna go live streaming live. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute, man. I'm trying to do too many things and I got Ziggy on my mind. He over there tripping. Ziggy, you tripping. I'm gonna let that run. What is up? What is up, YouTube? How y'all doing? Hey, we got some new updates coming up, man. I'm testing the live stream and everything. I think I changed it. To here. Let me refresh. Yeah, new Nolen Wells update. Check this out, man. Nolen was dating Bart. So we're gonna find this information out on Willie D is gonna break it down to us, man. Hit that subscribe button, hit that bell. Let's check it out.
If it's your first time checking out the show, let me know what city, what state you're coming in from. If you're outside of the U.S.,
Yeah, where
Let
y'all
them know
from?
what country you represent. Throw up your flag. Family, I need you to smash up the likes, smash up the likes, smash up the likes. Also, if you have not done so already on YouTube after you subscribe, there's a little bell next to your subscribe button. Go ahead and click that thing right now so you can get your notifications each time I drop a new video like this. That way you'll be in the loop. I let a few hundred of y'all come in, then I'm going in. But in the meantime, and in between time, I'm going to give some shots out to the early birds, starting with dun, dun, dun. God loves you.
What's
up?
up?
Boy,
What
the
is
world
up?
need a little love right now. That's the only thing that's too little love.
Mm.
Michael, what's up?
What's up?
What's up, Mr. Billy?
Michael. Oh, that's somebody else in there.
Tina Walker.
He giving a shout
Royal
out.
Jules. What's up? What's up, Marion C. Fly? Let's see. Oh, North Alabama. What it do, Cap? Do we have here? Yeah. That looks like Bart and Katie. So, if you don't know, let me bring you up
If
to
you
speed.
don't know, now you know.
So, Bart is the guy whose name is being yelled in the sinking boat audio connected to the Nolen Wells case. You hear somebody in the background screaming Bart, and then somebody say, "God damn, Bart!" You know, like he messed up. Let's go back to Warren. And hold on, let me show you another picture of Bart. This is Bart, and we'll come back to this picture. But right now, let's focus on this one, and let's take a look at this guy right here, right quick, because he plays a pivotal part in this whole storyline. That's Warren Hudson. I personally believe that Warren knows more about this story than anybody, because he was the one that they put out in front to answer questions to the media. He is the one that they put on the Officer Race Tatum show to try to trick us. But remember, he ended up tricking himself because he had zero emotions for this guy he identified as his best friend. I'm talking about
his best friend.
Although he later admitted he had never been to his house, and they've been best friends since middle school. Now, they went through all of middle school, all of high school, and you've never been to your best friend's house
You can't say best friend. I mean, y'all might have been friends and cool and everything, but a best friend, they spend the night over each other's house back in the day. You know, they go out partying. They know all the family members, the cousins and stuff know this person. They treat this person like they brothers and sisters or whatever the case may be. Best friend? Nah, man.
Small town. Ocean Springs ain't that big. But, you know, Warren told on himself on that interview. He thought he was doing something. See, that's the problem with narcissists, fam. Narcissists always think they're smarter than everybody else. Okay? We'll come back to this guy. We'll come back to him. But for now, let's focus on this picture right here. This picture, I actually enhanced this picture because it was blurred. But the guy in the black shirt is being identified as Bart Edmiston. Bart Edmiston. Bart comes from a prominent family in Ocean Springs, Mississippi, where everybody lived, or most of the people that lived that was involved in the crime, I do believe. Now, Bart was the name being yelled out over the phone call, the sinking boat phone call that was made to the Sea Tow Company. Remember that? So if we rewind a bit, we kept hearing conversations about this girl named Katie. At first, she was the mystery girl. And then somebody gave a name. And then they said, okay, that's Katie. Okay, Katie. So now this is Katie. This is Katie, and this is Katie. Allegedly, they kind of look alike to me, but they're saying that this picture is Katie, and this is also Katie. That is Katie with Bart, and then that's Katie superimposed on a picture with Nolen. Don't have a picture of them together. At least one hasn't been produced yet. But that's Nolen Wells, and then next to him is the Katie girl, right? This is the girl that said that she spoke with Nolen before he went missing. She said that she spoke with Nolen briefly on the island, and then he left to go join his buddies back on the boat. Damn. Well, the buddies back on the boat, these guys, among others, said that no, he didn't come back and join us. We didn't see him after he spoke to the girl Katie, that we didn't see him anymore. But remember, at first, the friends were saying that he left with a girl that he had never met before. And they said they didn't know the girl. They act like they didn't know who the girl was. But the lie detector determined that was a lie.
That was a lie.
Everybody, it turns out, knows who the girl is because she is connected to this guy, Bart Edmondson, the star football player in the small town of Ocean Springs. Bart is a punter. He now plays for Wyoming. He's in college, but he has NFL aspirations. Now, why is it significant that Bart, who has NFL aspirations, not be involved in this case? Well, I just told you, he got NFL aspirations. So he can't be caught up in a murder mystery. He can't be getting caught up in, even if he is guilty of it, he can't get caught up in something like that. His NFL career would be over. You know how much work these youngsters put in to make it to the NFL? And they say this dude got a boot. They say he can kick it. They say he can kick that ball. So it looks like that he had a good opportunity to make it to the NFL. He's on his way.
That's why they covering it up.
And it looks like that all of that could be coming to a crashing end.
Yeah, big time.
If Bart is indeed involved in the death of Nolen Wells. Yeah, man. Look at that. Covered by ESPN. Yeah, ESPN ain't just putting any kind of college athlete on their website.
You got that
especially
right.
featuring them. That's not happening.
Somebody in the chat room said, did he kick Nolen Wells? Oh my God. He's a kicker. Okay. He must be real good to be on the ESPN joint.
But look at this. This guy, he had 65 punts in the 2025 season. He averaged 46.1 yards. His long was 68. Man, do you know how far that's I mean, what is the record for punts? Let me check out the record for college football punts.
Punts. Yeah. What's the record?
Let's see.
It's probably longer than the NFL. You should.
It looks
who
like
holds the record?
Okay, I want to do distance. They say they got a lot of them that has kicked a lot more punts than him, but okay. So whoa, that's interesting. So in college football history, somebody kicked the punt 99 yards, but that could also mean the ball was rolling too. Not that he kicked it. It was 90. It went from the point of his foot and in the air for 99 yards. Okay. But yeah, so they got people who have kicked the balls 99 yards and 95 yards and all of that kind of stuff, right? But they say this guy has a legitimate shot at making the pros. So this is the college football hometown hero, right? Oh, by the way, I first saw this story on Tissa, I think, is it Tissa Tales? I think that was the name
Tisha's Tales
that I saw. Tissa Tales. I think it was Tissa Tales is what I saw. But in any event, I like to give credit where credit is due. Yeah, so Bart is the subject of the Nolen Wells case. He has stepped all the way up to the front. Could it be that Bart is the missing piece? He's the missing link to all of this. If Bart is trying to make it to the NFL, it would explain why Warren, in his interview, was being so protective, and he kept saying, my buddy, instead of Bart. He slipped up one or two times and said Bart, but then he said, my buddy. He kept saying my buddy after that. It's like he caught himself. See, that's the thing about lying. You got to remember the lie you told. And it's a lot easier to remember the truth than it is a lie.
You got that right.
So, could it be that Bart is the missing link? Could it be? This, if indeed, if he is the missing link, it would explain a lot. We got a lover's quarrel. We got one of the oldest situations in the history and known to mankind. A man loses his life over a woman. Could it be that Bart took Nolan's life because Nolen was pushing up on his woman? Now, for those of you who say, oh man, now you're reaching. Hold on.
Definitely reaching.
Wait a minute. Up your brakes.
But they friends though.
Remember Warren said, no.
Hold up, but they all friends. They all know each other. So Nolen knew that was his girlfriend, or they broke up. You got to think about those type of things. They all know each other, man.
Nolen was cradling Katie. Warren also said that he said something slick to Nolen when he saw Nolen with the girl, but he didn't say the girl's name. He just said he saw him with this girl and he said something slick to him. And, he just he said, I was just joking, And he said, he told Nolen, man, you crazy. He said, dude, you crazy. As if to say, you crazy, man, messing around with this dude's girl, man. You know how that dude is, man. You crazy for doing that. That's you wild.
Buck wild.
It has also been revealed that on the 4th of July, this so-called best friend of Nolen Wells was trying to purposely leave Nolen behind at home. They didn't even want Nolen on the trip with them. Perhaps it was because they knew Bart would be there. Maybe they knew Bart would be looking for some trouble. Who knows? Maybe they thought, well, we know Nolen be messing with Katie, and we know Katie is Bart's old squeeze. Don't know if they were still together, supposed to be still together, trying to work it out or what. But at some point, they were in a relationship. Maybe Bart didn't know how to let go of my business.
Ain't my business.
If that's what she want, let her have that. That's what she want. But there are white dudes out there, they subscribe to the idea that if a white woman mess with a black dude, that she's now somehow tainted.
What?
Never mind all of the murderers and racists, and killers. The rapists and murderers and thieves and abusers that are within the race. They draw the line at a black guy. They draw the line at skin color. The skin color, that's enough for me. Now I'm ready to kill.
No, I don't.
I wasn't ready to kill because that guy, he's a woman beater. He beats children. He killed his child. He's a serial killer. He's a rapist. He's a thief. He's a robber. He's everything. And I didn't lose my mind when she dated any of those type of guys. I didn't want to kill her and kill him or nothing. But the black guy, I just can't take it anymore. I want to hurt something. I want to kill something. There are guys out there that are like that. Obviously, not all white dudes are like that. Some white dudes are very secure in their skin. Very secure in their skin. Some white guys that type of thing do not faze them whatsoever. But some of these dudes, it could drive them to kill even if it's not a woman who they're involved with. Even if they're not involved with the woman, it could drive them to kill. So the question is, does Bart join this long list of white guys who just couldn't take the fact that his main squeeze was not involved with a black man, a black boy? That is the theory that is being spread right now. That is the theory that is being examined right now. Was that the case? Was it the case of a scorned lover? Was that the case? Remember, fam, Bart said, man, I've been in Wyoming for the last year. We got reports that Bart was on that island. Why was Bart trying to say that he wasn't on the island if he indeed was on the island? Why not just say, yeah, I was on the island? Unless Coach said you couldn't be on the island. 4th of July, I can't see why. You can't go home for the holidays. Independent Day. I can't see why you wouldn't be able to go home. Makes no sense to me. That's Bart right there, doing what he do, kick that ball. Now, here's another thing. It's not just the fact that Bart is trying to make the NFL and he has these aspirations and all this stuff. It's also the fact that Bart, let me get this off the screen. There's Bart right there again. But it's not just the fact that Bart, has these NFL aspirations. His father is a prominent member of Ocean Springs community. He's a medical doctor. Yeah, this is senior. Y'all see that name, Memorial? See those colors? Remind you of anything? That's the same hospital that Christine Wansley works for. Christine Wansley is the mother of Nolen Wells. See, this is a very small community. This is one of those communities where everybody know everybody. They say it's tight knit. Well, it might be tight knit, but there is a very special racial undercurrent. That's one thing. If it's in Mississippi, if it's a town in Mississippi, I don't care what it looked like on the outside, how pristine or polite that it may appear, that racism is ready to jump in at any moment. Racism be like, yeah. Can't have the good doctor's son being involved in a murder.
No.
Can't have that. That's bad business. That's bad for the family image.
Somebody covering up something, y'all. That's all I gotta say. There's a cover up.
There are some people out there who don't mind their family members taking a life. They just don't want it to come back on them. They just don't want to be outed. They don't mind raising their children to be racist. They just don't want them to be outed. They don't mind their children getting involved in racist activities. They don't mind them doing blackface, going to college, doing blackface like the governor of Mississippi did. Well, he's accused of hanging out with his fraternity who participated in blackface and also dressed up in Confederate uniforms and took a picture. It's on the internet right now. Look up Governor Tate Reeves and just type in blackface or college photos and you'll see it. So they don't mind that type of stuff. They don't mind participating in racism. They just don't want to be called a racist. My thing is that if you work so hard, if you don't like being called a racist, why do you work so hard to be one? Like if I didn't want to be identified as something, I just wouldn't do it. I wouldn't put myself in that kind of position for people to identify me as such, right? Somebody said he looks like Jerry Lewis. He does look a little like Jerry Lewis. That's crazy. So
Come on,
this
man.
is what
Don't
we
say
are,
that.
fam. We have what could possibly be a motive. If indeed the story is true, that this is indeed a picture of Katie and Bart. A lot of times when I say that, when I say if, and I'm a good 99% sure, but that 1% will keep me from saying it is, just because, you got to kind of, protect yourself from liabilities, because you know how these people are. They like to gaslight, They can be guilty of something. And if you say that they're guilty of something without actually proving it, or it already have been proven, they start playing the victim. Experts at creating chaos and playing the victim. Yeah, that's what Mississippi residents are doing right now. That's what Cold Springs residents are doing right now. That's what the police department is doing. That's what the governor is doing. The coroner's office, they're gaslighting because they don't want anybody knowing what's really going on in Mississippi. They're gaslighting. They don't want anybody knowing what's going on. That's why that boy Trayston said, we're a tight-knit community and you don't know who you're messing with and all that stuff. Hold on, man. Tight-knit community sound like a pleasant, loving type of environment. That don't sound gangster. He was sounding a little gangster. He had his hands folded and stuff. He was like really, really mad that the family was seeking justice. You got a grieving mother and father, and they're looking for answers as to what happened to their son, and the math ain't mathing. So you want them to just shut up and just suffer in silence, as opposed to seeking all of the aid that they can gather. That's that Mississippi arrogance. That's that arrogance where when you're so used to getting away with things and doing things the way that you want to do it. It don't matter what the law say. You get to do whatever you want to do because you got the power to do it. They're so used to doing things the way that they want to do it. I think that there's a great possibility that with all of this evidence, they will continue to ignore it and act like Nolen Wells just mysteriously drowned. Like he just maybe snapped his finger and ended up in the pool dead, ended up in the body of water dead. The only thing about that is, even if he just snapped his finger and disappeared, with all of those people around, somebody would have had to see him disappear. They can't find one person who saw Nolen slip, bump his head, roll off into the water. They can't find one person who saw Nolen dive into the water. Hundreds of people on the island, hundreds. And they couldn't find one person amongst all those white people who saw one black guy. Out of all the people that was on the boat and around and in the island, the black guy gonna stand out the most. Even if you ain't trying to see the black guy, you gonna see the black guy. It's like a white person in the sea of black people. The white person gonna stand out. Every move a white person make, you're gonna see it from your peripheral because that person stands out. Even if you ain't trying to watch his movement, you're gonna see him because he stands out.
Somebody said, "Show enough."
So they trying to gaslight us, trying to shame us, trying to call us grifters and exploiters and this and that. That ain't gonna work over here, man. None of that work. It ain't never worked with me. From the first time I came into the business, look it up. 1989, controversy. There's a song on there called F the KKK. I stood on that. Before me, nobody ever made a song like that. I did that and stood on it. And went to Middle America and performed it and had a whole sea of white people saying F the KKK.
Okay. All right. Willie D.
There's another song on there called Do It Like a Geo. I said that I stood on it. So when I believe that I'm right, man, I can back it up. I'll stand on it. If I'm right, I'm right. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But right here, I know, man, something ain't right about this case. There are too many inconsistencies. There's too much stuff that do not add up. And you want people to just ignore it? See, let me tell you something, fam. For any of y'all out there who might be wanting to ignore it, especially if you're a member of a marginalized group, just know that eventually the bully is going to make his way to you. Go back to high school, go back to middle school, elementary. Anytime you can, go back to the neighborhood. Anytime you've watched a bully at work, the bully eventually gets bored of bullying the same old person over and over and over again, and they expand the bullying. They expand their bullying empire
to somebody else.
Eventually, they're going to make their way to you.
Wow.
And what you going to do when that happens? It will happen.
Yeah, they can make their way to me if they want, boy. Good God Almighty. I fight too hard for happiness. and yeah, I'm begging the bully to come to me. That'll be the last person you bully, believe that.
Empire.
I'm sorry. My bad, y'all.
Eventually, they're going to make their way to you.
Please do.
And what you going to do when that happens?
Please.
It will happen. So the goal right here for supporting Nolen Wells and his family in seeking justice is to make it that much more untempting for the next person to want to try something like that and think they're going to get away with it. There needs to be accountability. There needs to be consequences and repercussions. The only reason why this person did what they did, these people did what they did, is because there is a system that protects them from acts like this. It ain't that they're tough. They ain't hard. They ain't none of that. They're banking on the system protecting them when they step out there. It's like the Karen. Karen ain't hard. Karen ain't nothing tough about no. Do you even pay attention to the shape of most of these Karens? Most of these damn Karens, man, what they call those things? Most of Karens built like dragon fruits.
Oh, don't say that.
They ain't gonna push a butt duck in the pond. But they got a bunch of mouth. And they got a trigger finger to call the police. And that's what they're banking on. They're banking on weaponizing the police against you. That's what they bank on. They're not tough at all. Take the police out of the equation and you ain't got no Karens. They're non-existent. Because they know if they would know what come with that. Ain't none of these dudes hard. None of these Jack Lane dudes, none of these Proud Boy, ain't none of them hard like that. They're banking on people like Trump granting them immunity, commuting their sentence if they do get caught up, granting them a pardon. They're banking on things like that. They're banking on the police, weaponizing the police. They behave this way because there is no consequences. So when you change it with the consequences, their behavior will change. I do believe that some of these people grow up and at some point somebody tell them that they're better and that these people over here don't matter. They don't count, and you have a birthright to be over them. You have a birthright to be better than them. So when they fall short, when their conscience start messing with them, when their self-esteem start betraying them, it makes them angry. That's why the Karens, a lot of times people try to understand, man, why do these people continue to mess with black folks when even in their own neighborhoods, you're pulling up on a black person, standing in front of their own house, checking their own mailbox, sitting in their yard, walking on their own apartment complex, pulling up to the gate at their own apartment complex. Why is it that these people go out of their way to inject themselves in black folks' lives, especially in their neighborhoods? That is because a lot of them feel that because of the color of their skin, they should be doing better than you. You shouldn't be able to afford to live where they live. That's what it really comes down to. No. They think you shouldn't be able to afford to live where they live. So they get angry. and they go to running that trap, and they got the police on speed dial, just in case you get a little bit too aggressive. And some of them don't mind shooting because they're banking on the judicial system giving them a pass. There are too many people involved in this particular crime for them to get away. You got at least 6 or 7 males. You got 2, 3 girls involved. All of them got boyfriends and girlfriends, are gonna have boyfriends and girlfriends and wives and husbands down the line. They got siblings. Some of them got siblings. Some of them got other best friends. It is impossible to keep a secret like this forever. It is impossible. And death, murder.
Willie D don't even go past his super chats. Somebody super chatted, when your best friend is missing and found off, you can't say the word D, no longer with us, is found no longer with us. You don't immediately go to a lawyer unless something funny styled happened, unless something funny kind of happened. If one of my friends is hurt or no longer with us or something had happened, I'm dialing 911. I'm going to the police, bruh.
A secret like this forever. It is impossible. And death, murder has no statute of limitation. Somebody gonna tell the truth. Somebody gonna tell the whole story. Now, I'm appealing to any one of y'all out there that know the truth. Go on, be first, man, and get that money. It's $125,000 on the line, man. Go on, get that money. You may as well get the money than to get nothing and then tell your story. Because whoever tells the story first gonna drag you in. If you know the story, they're gonna drag you into the story too. I'm talking about the principles, the primary principles. So if you were involved, if you were there, you saw something, you better go ahead on and be the first one to speak. Whoever speak first gonna get that money. Might as well get something out of it. If you're gonna have to go to court anyway, you're gonna get subpoenaed.
Go ahead on.
Might as well be the first one to get that money, cash in.
I'm trying to clean up, y'all. I'm looking at the camera like...
Can't really appeal to your humanity because you've been holding the secret that long. That tells me you ain't really got none. You ain't got no heart. You have no empathy. You're incapable of that. So I'm gonna appeal to what you know. Money. You know money and you know blood. For some people, that's all they respect, money and blood. So we ain't trying to get it in blood. Come on, get your check, man. Come on, get your check. Bart, is that you? Is that you, Bart? Did you do something to Nolen Wells, Bart? Was that you, Bart? Bart, I want you to know, if you was involved in Nolen Wells' death, your football career is over. You ain't never going to the NFL. NFL don't want this type of heat.
Somebody said Governor Tate and Trump will pardon whoever is involved. There will be no justice for Nolen. They will not talk. Man, Trump don't pardon people like that just off of a pardon. Come on, man. How many pardons you seen happen for real, for real? Y'all talk that pardon stuff, man. That's pardoning is in your blood or something. I don't know.
What team gonna draft you? What team gonna pick you up in the free agency? They don't want this type of heat. If it is revealed that Bart actually has something to do with the murder of Nolan Wells, his career is over. One of these dudes, or all of these dudes, know exactly what happened to Nolan Wells. Know exactly what happened to Nolan Wells. He didn't just disappear. He didn't just vanish. He didn't just end up floating in the water. Somebody killed him. Bart?
Yep.
If you got anything to do with it, Bart, you will never, ever, ever
Never, ever, ever.
be
ever,
the same.
Ever?
Your family ain't gonna be the same. You ain't gonna be kicking footballs anymore. The only thing you're gonna be kicking is rocks. You can kiss that football career goodbye. Somebody know. Somebody know the truth. And what's done in the dark will come to light. No more talk.
Somebody said Bob family has money. They loaded in money. I looked them up. They have old Mississippi money, and they are well connected. Yeah, somebody covering something up, man. We already know that part. We already know somebody covering something up. Peace out. Let me start making the ending real short. I don't know if that's helping or not. Golly, I gotta test something, man. Let me see if y'all gonna help me test something real quick. Y'all hear my voice, right? Y'all hear my voice loud and clear. Okay. Now, I need to pull this up because I'm thinking. While we talking, we had both of these mics. Whoa. Whoa. Is it a I can't even see. Ain't low cut. Got low cut. You ain't have low cut on me. One, two. I gotta buy another mic, man. I don't like the way this mic sounds. 1, 2. And it got a oh. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. It's so low. 1, 2. All right, we'll worry about that later. We'll worry about that later. All right. Sonic extension installed. Library contain consistent. What? Ain't no. All right. Let me see something real quick. See if. I ain't never. Man, I gotta go through all this stuff. I only remember. Yeah, y'all hear that, right? So that means y'all can, if y'all can hear that, I'm thinking I can't remember how I set everything up. It sounds good live. Okay. Yeah, that mic does sound good live. 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah. 1 2 1 2. Well, this like a little harder, but testing 1 2. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, go boom. I should make a beat with that. Down, boom, boom. This is before the stage, y'all. This is what we're gonna be doing. Bow, bow, bow. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. Uh-huh. Lauren, what's happening? Academy Network Inc. What's up, girl? What you, man, come on. What you gonna do? Yes, sir. Okay. I just wanted to make sure, because when we doing all this, right, we got the audio. Is this audio one? I got to check out the, no, that's stereo. What's this audio 2? Oh, it's on 7. No, input 1. That's why I was snowing. There we go. Now that's in the booth. Let's see. I'm hungry, bro. 1 2 1 2 1 2. Yeah. I can't believe. So basically, if y'all can hear me in the booth, I forgot to switch over. Y'all should be like this. Yeah, we'll keep it like that. Yeah. Ziggy don't know what he want to do. All right, this would be kind of like more like this. You know, have him like this. I think I'm trying to not have them where I don't want them too close, but I want to see the sign. I want them to see the sign and stuff. So yeah. A 1 2, a 1 2. Dun, dun. I should throw a beat on. Let's test everything. What is this? Is this something? Hey, we just testing out some stuff, y'all. Uh-huh, that's right, uh-huh. That could be the beat right there. That's enough for a test. What we got right here? One, two for your mind. This should actually drop twice. This is how I used to do it back in the day, baby. Back in the day. Okay. Ziggy trying to get on the mic. All right, let's do this. Let's see if it's going to give me a countdown. 1, 2. It's a delay. It's a very long delay. Hey, when I talk, it's a delay coming back, and that is whack. People can't rap like that. That's why you test everything over and over again. Okay, well, go test then. We testing real quick. 1, 2. Oh, I can hear the mic on in there. All right, we have everything kind of low. Now check this out. Let me see something. Well, first of all, let's see if I can get that delay out of there. Logic, settings, audio. Please let it. It's on 32. Oh man, that's not good. Oh my God, that's not good. Why is this thing such a delay? Oh man, that's not good at all. Two, it's a delay. It's a very long delay. Hey, when I talk, it's a delay coming back, and that is whack. People can't rap like that. Oh, I know why. That's why you test it. Thank you, Jesus. It's auto-tune on the joint. Okay, no plug-in right there. Low space design. But I have everything set up beforehand. All right, let's try it again. There we go. Gotta know if you are a engineer, that's better. Can't have them plugins on. 1, 2 for your mind. Let the people know you can press rewind. Yeah, shout out to the crew. Let the people know what we gonna do. I thought the beat would drop. Let the people know that I'm not sloppy on the microphone, as you can see. Come be with me. Yeah. A 1, 2 for your mind. Got a can sound, man. But I'ma tweak it. Get the low roll on. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2. Yeah, that's good enough. There we go. I can tweak from here. I wanted y'all to notice, or do y'all notice that the lights jump in the beat, timing of the beat. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're gonna play around with that just to see if people notice that. Yeah. So anyway, let me see. I gotta play it back to see what it sounds like. If you are a engineer, that's better. Can't have them plugins on. 1, 2 for your mind. Let the people know you can press rewind. Yeah, shout out to the crew. Let the people know what we gonna do. Yeah, I gotta get back into this. Yeah, I gotta start doing music. Because to me, okay, let's say I'll go ahead and say what we got. Boom. Anyway, now that what the heck done happened now? Why is that up there? Okay, take that off. Yeah, dangerous beat. Slide the mic to the right a little to get the sign. Yeah, the sign in a little bit. Yeah, I gotta look back at. I don't even. I don't even. Oops. Now we got 2. Yeah, but we'll work it out. When you hear Tom, we'll work it out and everything. All right, I got one more. I think I got one more reaction. Did you send me anything to hear? Yeah, I did that one to hear. The screen is too far. Maybe that's also a big factor. Oh no, I had to. My bad. I had it. I did that one already. To here, to there, to everywhere. What's it? Oh, Jaguar right joint. Here go one. Now that I can have the. Oh shoot. It all depends on what we doing because if we just doing the music, then I had to. But I forgot. The screen should be more like this. Trying not to hit that. Too late. Not hitting. It's too late for not hitting the camera. I was trying not to hit the camera. Now, is that better? Oh, y'all can't even see what I did. Boom. For right now, that's the best we can do for every situation that's going down. I kind of like that before the stage. I like that. Then you got your booth. Close the door so we can look a little better. But I want to get another camera. I want to have 2 different angles in here. You know, I want to do. In fact, the camera can go back there. Oh yeah, I'm about to set this thing off, man. I'm gonna spend some money getting them GoPros. In fact, I'm gonna look up GoPros while we doing this last reaction. All right, let's see what Jaguar Wright got to say. So dark. Oh, yeah, I got it dark, but I can light it up a little more. I gotta hit the switches. Damn. Yeah, people like it dark when they recording and stuff like that. So anyway, let's rock. Let's rock. It make the screen look better also. There we go. What is up? YouTube, how y'all doing, man? Like the look, they still talking about the longest scam in history. Dr. Umar Johnson caught lying. Yeah, he been lying a whole lot. He lied. Yeah, he's a scammer. Check this out, man. Jaguar Wright. We talking about Jaguar Wright, y'all. Jaguar Wright is talking about this audio that's been enhanced. So y'all hit that subscribe button, hit that bell. Rest in peace to Nolen Wells. Man, say a prayer for the family and everything, man. Let's see what Jaguar Wright got to say. Let's check it out. Check it out. Check it out. Jaguar Wright can't get no writer. Check it out. Check it out. We saying Jaguar Wright, she can't get no writer. Hey.
Now we have not the 911 call, but the emergency call to SEATO. SEA tow. Because their village pump had broken. The boat was taking in water. They were starting to sink and they needed help. And we have this audio now that's out here. And I don't know. I think we should. Is it time? Let's take a listen.
Well, first off, just let me know if you want me to go straight to the audio. But I do have the woman who produced the audio. She's explaining how she came up with the audio. She didn't use AI, etc. This is pretty lengthy, but we could just go to.
Let's hear her out then, I guess.
I play this, I want to quickly explain what I did, what you're looking at on the screen, and why I chose to approach this audio the way that I did. As a professional audio engineer with experience in dialogue editing, and I decided to work on that SEATO call using traditional audio processing techniques rather than relying on any AI voice separation or AI enhancement. My goal was pretty much to preserve as much of the original recording as possible while making the quieter dialogue and background audio easier to hear. So I basically used techniques such as subtractive EQ, compression, gain adjustments, noise reduction, frequency isolation, and other traditional processing methods. So what I did was I separated Vicky, the SEATO dispatcher, from Warren and the audio originating from the boat so that I can concentrate more closely on what was happening behind and around Warren, pretty much on the boat. And I specifically chose not to rely on AI because aggressive AI enhancements and voice isolation tools can sometimes introduce artifacts and distort the speech or create ambiguity around the sounds that were originally present. And for something this serious, I wanted my processing to remain as conservative as possible. You'll also notice time code and dialogue written on the side of the screen and pop up during each segment. That dialogue represents what I personally hear as an audio engineer while processing and repeatedly reviewing these sections. I'm pretty much providing it as a listening reference, not as a declaration that my interpretation is the only possible interpretation. And that's important. I want you to listen for yourself, use headphones if you have them, listen closely, and decide with your own ears what you believe is being said. And you can also return to the original unprocessed recording and compare directly with what you're hearing here. You'll also notice that my time code may not match the regular timestamp on the original uploaded video. And that's because I'm working inside a professional post-production timeline, a digital audio workstation, basically using SMPTE time code, which in film, that's displayed in hours, minutes, seconds, and frames. Film and TV timelines are completely different from timestamps that you see when you're watching regular videos or when you're watching a movie and you hit pause. So basically the time code on the screen is there to identify the precise location within my working session, not to represent the elapsed timestamp displayed by the original video player. And I hope that makes sense. For this first video, I'm sharing only approximately 37 seconds of the call. I originally intended to continue much further, but once I separated the dispatcher from the boat and started concentrating exclusively on the background dialogue, what I believed I was hearing became extremely difficult for me to process emotionally, and I needed to take a mental break. But I wanted to release this portion because some of the details that stood out most to me occurred very early in the call, like right at the top of the call. And so I'm gonna let the audio play. Read my transcription if you want to reference, but don't allow it to determine what you hear. I want you to listen first, listen again, compare it with the original recording, and then judge it with your own ears. I hope this breakdown helps. And my
Hey, we're at the west tip of Horn, and our village pump stopped working. We're sinking. Can y'all please come? We have a membership. Shut up! Shut the fuck up!
Okay, so
Okay.
Okay, so is there any way to listen to the call again? Can we go back again? We
don't allow
might
it
need
to
to listen to
determine
it a
what
couple
you hear.
times.
I want you to listen first, listen again, compare it with the original recording, and then
Hey, we're at the west tip of Horn, and our village pump stopped working. We're sinking. Can y'all please come? We have a membership. Shut up! Shut the fuck up!
That's messed up.
Okay.
the original recording, and then judge it with your own ears. I hope this breakdown helps. And my
Hey, we're at the west tip of Horn, and our village pump stopped working. We're sinking. Can y'all please come? We have a membership. Shut up! Shut the fuck up!
Yeah.
That's crazy, man.
Y'all heard. That's why I didn't want to just play the audio. I wanted you to see the transcription as well.
Hold on a second. We
I can
need
play
to
it, play it again. That's no problem.
well hold on a second because I'm trying to grab a picture right quick. I'm trying to see what's here online because there's a picture of them in the boat. I'm trying to find that picture with the leg. I'm looking right now. I'm not seeing it, but I'm looking at this boat. This boat isn't big.
Nope.
It's not a big boat. So I guess what I'm trying to understand is why does it sound so far away? Like he's on the phone. Is it noise canceling?
So that's why I let her explain what it is that she had done. So you got to understand, number one, she's going off of audio. If it was like I'm in the studio now, if I have a mic, and you know how studios work, you know, the main range for voice is, somewhere around, 1.25 kilohertz or something like that. And then when you're dealing with the phone, it's a different, it's still around there, but you got less to work with as far as like if I just went to a movie set and I'm hearing everything and I can isolate just the audio, just the voice, then so she is a audio engineer, and she's breaking it down in the beginning, just giving you the technicalities of what she did and why she didn't use AI, which is smart. So it may sound far, but the reality is, think about it. This person is on a phone.
Mm-hmm.
She's working with whatever she got, and she enhanced whatever she could.
No, I
So
understand that. I'm not questioning her enhancement.
Mm-hmm.
Can you do me a favor? Can you play it one more time? And
yeah,
Barbara said it's hard to read the captions. So
okay. Well, then what we're gonna have to do
no,
is
I'm gonna just
no,
take
no,
a
no.
look while you
I
play it,
got
and
it.
I'm
I know
gonna.
what I
Oh,
can. I know what I can do. I got it. Don't even trip. I'm gonna play it,
okay.
and I'm gonna have the caption up at the same time. Just give me 1 second, y'all. Okay.
And Jaguar's gonna read the caption to you. One of the things I noticed when she started talking about being a sound technician and everything, because I'm a certified sound technician as well. When she started talking about Simply Code, wow. They don't even use it anymore. They use MIDI. Everything is digital now. But the Simply Code is what locks everything in to stay locked on timing and everything back in the day. You know, these kids these days, they don't know nothing about that Simply Code. Here we go.
And guys, please don't forget to hit the like.
Hit that like and hit them
I
thumbs up.
know over in the vertical room, we have a little over 40 people watching. It would be great if those likes could match the views. Appreciate you. And over here on our horizontal side, our studio side, okay, yeah, we can do a little better with these likes. Let's get the likes up, guys. We have almost 200 people over here, and yeah, we need at least 50 more likes. Okay, sorry about that.
Okay. Give me 1 second, because I'm just gonna crop this so that you can see exactly what she had done. All right. So I'm gonna put this up first,
Mm-hmm.
and then I will replay. Let me see. Well, I have to do it this way. Yeah, this is really messed up. I don't think, and it's a lot of people that I know just they are researching what's not going to be like real justice produced if you really want to, speak on
We're
it
going to
like
get to
that.
that in a minute.
Okay, where did this screenshot go? Come on, guys. Give me 1 second, because this thing should have went here. All right. Okay, there we go. Yeah, there's a lot of people that are working to independently to try to help solve this case, because we know what it is. Hopefully, let me see if this works.
They're keeping everybody busy, aren't they?
Yeah.
Like, before we even play this, I want to talk about how smart a game Mississippi is playing right now.
Okay.
Mississippi is playing a very, very, very smart game. It's funny. All of the celebrity fanfare, all of these nationally recognized activists and
She cut out.
by a little small Mississippi town. I just wanted to say that before we get into it. But go ahead.
I hope this breakdown helps. Am I?
Hey, we're at the west tip of Horn, and our bilge pump stopped working. We're sinking. Can y'all please come? We have a membership. Hey, up! Shut the fuck up!
So there's the if you guys cannot read that, I don't know how else I can, because I know the audio is still kind of, but
No, I'm going to read what the transcription says,
Yeah.
This is what, and just to be clear, all of this is still very muffled, very muddy. It's kind of clear, but even still, some of what's being said here could be something else. It could definitely translate to something else, but it says, can we cover it up? And this is all alleged conversation. Yeah, I thought all about that. Oh, you unalived him. He's already gone. Is he gone? Yeah. Nolen yelled, OMG. Nolen, wake up. Inaudible, but clear. I don't even know why you would say that. What do you mean, inaudible, but clear? Like it's inaudible, but you can clearly hear it? I don't even know. And then Wyatt. The young man on the boat begins to talk to Cito. It yells, get, wake up, get TF up.
I don't think that's
Damn
what he
it,
said.
Bart.
I don't think it's funny, man, because the most clearest thing that you can hear him screaming, saying, "Shut the up." He says, "Shut the up," not "get the up." I don't think get up. No, he said, "Shut up, wake up." They saying that he yelled, "Wake up." No, nobody yelled, "Wake up." They yelled, "Shut up," and then he said, "Shut the f up." So if you messed up on that little part, I don't, I'm just saying. That's what I heard. I don't know. I'm not.
No knows really unalive now. So for those of you who can't see it clearly, that's me reading the transcription part that we have here.
And let's play the audio just one more time. Just
One
so
more
that,
time, yeah.
Oh my God.
Hey, we're at the west tip of Horn, and we have a membership. Shut up! Shut the fuck up!
Yeah, if you
Now,
follow along.
that last thing that he said that's not in the transcript, it sounded like he said he's on the phone. Shut the F up.
Yep.
Wow, that's crazy, man.
It actually makes me want to see. I'm glad I still got my setup. I need to actually download the audio myself and do exactly what she said, because I understand when you guys understand audio engineering, and you don't need to use AI. You could, and all she did was bring up certain frequencies from that call that that would be voice, and just brought it up, and then you maybe cancel out the humming or the static or whatever. But like I would like to hear what the rest of this sound. She said she did
5
more,
minutes.
but it was just this is disturbing.
Well, it's disturbing, but do you know what I'm also hearing?
What you also hearing?
No, what's that?
A bunch of kids that are frantic.
Yep.
And that doesn't necessarily have to be foul play. Because guess what? If a bunch of drunk kids are on a boat and pushing and shoving gets to going, and somebody loses their balance on a boat that's taking in, you know what I mean? Like, when did the water start overtaking the boat?
Never. That never happened.
If Nolen was on that boat, is he the reason that bilge pump was busted? Could he have fallen? Could he have busted his head? Everything that was just said there would still apply. Somebody could have pushed him. There's a lot of stuff that could have happened. But do you want to know what would make all of this so much less inflammatory? If we knew whether or not he had water in his lungs or not.
They didn't even say. They never said. They never said. All right, y'all. I think I got one more in me before I get something to eat and start cleaning up. It's 11:40 something. Man. That's a 2-hour joint. And I ain't trying to do no 2 hours. All right. That's another hour. Damn. What is up? What is up, YouTube? I am testing out our live stream. Don't forget, we got 3 channels, man. Y'all go to the Music Recording Network Live. Type in the Music Recording Network Live. Subscribe to that channel over there, please. And support Before the Stage. Before the Stage is going to be on the Music Recording Network stream channel. We're going to start off there. So we got 3 channels, man. We rock 3 channels up here on this YouTube stream. Hit that subscribe button, hit that bell, man. Hot topic. We are live, testing out the live while we talk about Nolen Wells. He was going to play football, man. I mean, I think he was pretty good at what he was doing. He was a football player. Charleston White. We don't even know what sport he played. Charleston got a big mouth, and he sounds very ugly, man, when it comes down to this stuff. So anyway, that's my opinion, and I'm sticking to it. But Don Lennon is going to tell us something about the mothers being harassed. Come on, y'all. Are y'all serious? Hit that subscribe button, hit that bell. Let's get into it.
I was about to say Happy Tuesday, and then I looked real quick before Andy got to me, and it's Happy Wednesday. Hey, everybody, welcome. Thank you so much. Like and thumbs up, like and thumbs up. That is the first order of business. Well, it is, but we have another first order of business that I'm going to tell you about in just a little bit. You know what? I'm going to change because I think that I'm going to match my shirt a little bit. How about that?
Changing.
There we go, a little bit. There we go. So welcome, everybody. Thank you for Hot Topics, 10 a.m. Eastern time here on the Don Lemon Show, on the Don Lemon channel, and in New York. I am in New York. Now, here's what we have today. We have a lot. The mom of Nolen Wells being harassed. It's what is wrong with you people? Where do we get to a point where you harassed the mother of a victim or someone who died, someone who's just seeking answers? Why are you harassing her? Why are you on her professional pages? We're going to talk about that. Also, she's threatening to sue. Let me know where you're streaming from, by the way. She's threatening to sue, putting a litigation hold on all the information, all the transactions, all of the communications, all of the devices, all of it. That story we broke yesterday, and we're going to bring in an attorney to discuss with us in just moments. So that attorney I'm going to show her is Simone Redwine. She is here. So Simone, there she is. Simone, I want you to stand by. We're going to talk to you about that. But first, I want to bring in Daniel Grimes. Daniel Grimes is our Washington, D.C. correspondent for the Don Lemon Show, and we have to address this business first because we had a very dynamic discussion yesterday, organic discussion yesterday. We're not setting people up to have fights or whatever. You know how much I hate that. We're just having discussions that are lively and organic and real. And so we had a discussion yesterday regarding the authenticity of the audio, what people thought, what it meant. And it at one point, it kind of went off the rails. And we, obviously, I responded to it on the air or while we were streaming, and then afterwards we discussed it. But not only that, the person who was involved in that did apologize on the show, is also apologizing now. But Daniel, you want to talk about what happened, or should we give the apology and let people see what's up?
I mean, if you didn't catch the show or the playback that's making rounds on social media, we, as you noted, Don, had the discussion about the audio and just honestly, generally, the investigation in this Nolen Wells case. Some words were exchanged yesterday, and Funky Geneva did apologize. So if you want to play that, then we can speak about that on the back end.
So we're not going to play what happened, right, Andy? We're not playing what happened, correct?
No, it's his apology.
Yeah, he called Daniel a name which did not sit well. Look, he can do what he wants, and you'll hear what he has to say about it. So I'm not here to put words in Daniva's mouth. He can defend himself. But it's as far as we're concerned, it has been addressed. Although we did not approve of the situation, it has been addressed, and we allow people to be who they are. But I never want someone, especially anyone at all, to be insulted or feel insulted, especially a member of this channel. And we respect our viewers and our subscribers enough that we want to address this. And so even on the program, which is why we didn't talk about it more, he did apologize on the program. Here it is.
Daniel, let me apologize to you for calling the house Negro. That was inappropriate and it was disrespectful, and I do apologize. I shouldn't have done that in this platform. I should have done it on the phone with my friends and not here.
We hang out in Atlanta later this month.
That's number one. So I no, seriously, I do apologize. I took it too far.
Wow.
Okay. So that was interesting to say that he should have done it on the phone with his friends. Okay. And then later on his program, this is what happened.
In reference to the Don Lemon show, y'all, in my true Quentin fashion, I went over there and set the internet on fire. We had a very, 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 very robust conversation over there on the Don Lemon show. It was a really, really, really good show. It started out with us talking about the call to Cito, where we hear some of the people in the background saying stuff. The audio engineer called. You guys have heard it. Forgive me, I'm tired. So brain fog. And then, I'll be the first person to say, despite it being what I was feeling deep down inside and what I believe, I definitely, took it a little too far on that platform, calling Daniel what I did call him. It just wasn't right. Actually, I felt bad as soon as I got off of it. And I did apologize to Daniel on air. And I did call Daniel afterwards, and we spoke for about 10 minutes or so. And I thoroughly apologized to him, and we talked, and all is well. As a matter of fact, Daniel will be in Atlanta in August, and he said his boyfriend wants to meet me as well. We're going to get together on August 22nd. So
I wouldn't do that.
For those watching that might have been offended by what I said, I definitely apologize for taking it there, because that's not the way they behave over there. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of how we behave over here. And I was over in those people's house. And when you go over to other people's house, you're supposed to act the way people act over there in those people's house.
So I'll just say this, Don. Can I say something?
Yeah.
So first of all, Funky also called me. We had a great talk. We are totally fine. He called. We as he said, we're going to hang out when I visit Atlanta later next month. So he is a class act for that apology. But I explained to him, I understand his passion. I understand a lot of listen, I am getting a lot of backlash for just saying what I've been saying on this platform. And I understand the passion behind it because, as I've said in our meetings, Don, we're all on the same team. Even if you are coming for me, I want you to understand that we all want the facts and we all want the truth to come out and we all want justice for Nolen. And I want to bring it back to there because that is what is most important. But I will just lastly say, thank you for all the support. So many people reached out. Y'all are just the sweetest. I love the elimination. Thank you for the support. And as for the trolls, listen, first of all, some of y'all are funny. I was laughing at some of the troll comments. I was. They're hilarious. But I'll also say people are like, is Daniel okay? How is he doing? And what I love to say is, I've been doing this for a long time, more than a decade, and I know who I am and I know whose I am. So you can come for me. You can call me any name in the book. I have always said that if I stand on this platform and tell my truth, come for me because, listen, I'm going to be okay because I'm saying my truth. But again, let's bring it back to the importance, which isn't me. It's Nolen and his mother and the hate that she is receiving.
Wait. Hold on. We're going to get to that. But I just want to say that, Daniel, I just want to say that you did handle it in a very classy way. And I understand how you're speaking as a journalist. I get it. And we had the discussion. Just so you know, we did address this a lot. Like this was taken very seriously on our program and especially off the program to figure out how to exactly deal with it. And guess what? The way that Daniva handled it made it a lot easier for us, right? Because this is how adults should be able to talk and conduct business. You say something, you didn't mean it. Not that we liked what happened. And if you are anywhere in the world and you're saying, oh, you know, we're going to need some help from Trump supporters, whatever, for the election, whatever, or forgive this person for that, or stop canceling people for that, then you have to, you have to be true to that under the circumstances. I'm not telling you how you should feel about it, but I do know it, honestly, again, it made me cringe, like, but that's who Daniva is, right? He says stuff like he is more of a sort of passionate, off-the-cuff person. And I don't think that he means any harm by it, although the words are very harmful. However, I think it takes a big person, an adult, to apologize, and we're not used to people apologizing for that. Yeah, we should stop being sensitive, but some things you shouldn't say to people. I saw people and things and stop being so sensitive. I don't think that Daniel's being sensitive. We're just saying a lot of people were offended by it, and we are respecting the people who also support this channel. And Daniel, and we support you.
Don't go over there sending in Funky any hate. He apologized. No. We're good. So
we're all good. We're all good. Go watch him, enjoy it.
If you send me hate, as I said, I'm most likely going to laugh at it. Just make it good, okay? If you send me hate, make it funny because.
And you did. Some of it, you want to share some of it? Some of the ones. You want to share some of them? No, you don't want to fuel it?
Yeah, we cannot give breath to the trolls. We could not give breath to I will say, I will say, I did not realize that, well, I don't know. No. I'm not giving breath to the trolls, but we'll keep that behind
Daniel, but I have to clear up some of the stuff that people have been asking because it's serious.
Okay.
Were you on the boat?
Dang.
That is one of that people were speculating. They said, check Daniel's friends list. He may be friends with these kids. Sorry, young men. But they're also 18, 19, and I am 36. So no, I'm not friends with any of those young men. Or I was on the boat. I was on the boat. I guess that's why I was out of the platform for 2 weeks, Don. I was on the boat.
Are you sure you weren't on the boat? Have you been on the boat with what's his name, Wyatt or Warren or whatever their names are? Daniel, you're good. Go ahead.
I said, 1 second, let me call them to make sure what I can and cannot say because apparently I'm also in the sunken place. So.
2 things for me, Andy. First, we're going to get the ad break together. But before that, I also want the social media post about us growing. And then if you can find it, let me know when you have it. But I do want to say this, is that what we're about here is informing people. We're also about, we want to uplift people. Not only do we want to inform, we want to uplift and we want to make people part of the community who feel like they can belong and they can come here and be able to say their opinions, even if they don't have the right words to say. Look, our legends who are not television trained, right? If you're in a certain tier of our membership, our legends are not media trained, and we don't know what's going to come out of their mouths. So we have to be sort of very open and forgiving about people who are not used to moderating themselves that way. And so I think we have to give that same grace to Dineva. Now, if he had said it and then, had doubled down on it and whatever, and that would be a whole nother show. So we're about doing that. And we're also about creating the media, an independent journalism feature of people and talent of the now and the future. And Daniel is at the leading edge of that. And so Daniel,
Can I say this too? Listen, if you are going to go ahead and feel like fueled so much that you want to slide into my DMs or send me a hate comment, how about you take that same energy and call the district attorney, call the Jackson County coroner, call Sheriff John Ledbetter in Jackson County to see why don't we have more information with this investigation. So if you want to have that energy and that passion, and I believe that that's what's fueling a lot of people's vitriol, some of the hate comments that we're seeing, use that, because I believe and I hope that it is fueled because you, just like me and you, Don, and even Funky, all of us, we want justice for Nolen. Use that energy to make those calls and hold those officials accountable.
Yes. Okay. So listen, we are about the media that is transparent, that is candid, that is not owned by any corporation, where you get to have a voice and, as I said, have a community, and we get to grow and feature people like Daniel Grimes and others, including our interns who have been doing reporting for us and doing great things behind the scenes. So two things, just so you know, you too can even be a part of this, just not in the community, but perhaps you have skills and maybe you want to work for the Don Lemon Show or the Lemon Media Network. So we are growing. So this is how we are growing. We're going to tell you how to do it, and then we're going to get a word in from our sponsors.
Hi, Lemon Heads. We have been busy around here. As of 250 sensible it.
My man got this up.
And welcome back to the Don Lemon Show. Welcome back, everyone. Thank you very much. That was weird, Andy. What happened? Was something happen? Did we get upcut?
Oh, I thought you were going to swing the sign around.
I was, but it wasn't at the end for me. I think maybe I'm lagging. So start back on the sign. We'll do it right now. Here we go. 1, 2, and boom. Okay. So welcome back to the Don Lemon Show, everyone. We were telling you about how we're growing and what's happening. Just one bit of news. Daniel, you can come back in because, Daniel, you are part of this as well. And perhaps Simone Redwine, the attorney, is going to be a part of this as well. But this was just announced today. Speaking of our growing, announced from The Hollywood Reporter. The Hollywood Reporter. We're fancy, y'all, here at the Don Lemon Show. Don Lemon signs podcasting deal with Libsyn and move to grow network. It's an exclusive. Lemon is planning to add more shows from outside creators to his network and explore distribution on news channels and more. Don Lemon has signed a 3-year hosting and advertising deal with Libsyn for his podcast and affiliated shows. Per the agreement, Elizabeth will host and monetize Lemon's flagship audio and video podcast, The Don Lemon Show, as well as companion shows, Lemon Live at 5, Hot Topics, Lemon Drop. With the deal in place, Lemon wants to soon bring more shows hosted by other creators into the network with topics outside of politics and broaden distribution to platforms such as MS Now or Fast channels. That should be MSN. That is a factual error in there, but we'll take MS Now. We'll take MS Now. And then it goes on to talk about what happened, how we grew the show. This is also another thing that I wanted to clear up that is not factual in the thing. Just like I always tell you guys, you should take everything you read with a grain of salt because you never know. The new deal should help bring in more ad infrastructure to the company as the staff of 4 contends with a growing audience. Lemon said the former CNN anchor brought the Don Lemon Show to YouTube and audio in 2024 as an independent creator. Elon Musk canceled the planned debut of the show on X shortly after he was interviewed for the podcast. It looks like they may have tried to fix it, but it made it seem like Elon Musk or X had canceled our show, which is not the case. They didn't cancel our show. They canceled the distribution of some exclusive things that we were going to do for them on the platform, but not our show. So anyway, there you go. So we are growing, and it's in large part because of you. So that's why I want to put this out there, large part because of you. And what everyone has been saying in the comments, Daniel, is look at God. I was reading that and I was getting teary-eyed. Look at God, because you know the whole media landscape, you know, the shit that happened to me, much of it written about me that was untrue, and just the whole 9 yards. And now.
Well, and Don, you were even saying yesterday that your whole plan was to end this after the 2024 election. You all were like, oh, we don't know. And God can, as Oprah says, God can dream a bigger dream for you than you can dream. So it's
Yes.
true.
Thank you very much for that. Okay, now let's move on and talk about what's happening. I want to bring in now Simone Redwine as well. Simone Redwine is an attorney. She is attorney, legal analyst, and the host of Girl, Is That Legal podcast. Is Clay with us yet? I don't know if Clay is with us yet. If Clay Kane, Clay is here. Yeah, okay, great. Clay Kane is here, journalist, author, and Sirius XM host. Thank you for joining us, Clay. Clay is also part of our growth here. And it's funny, we discussed that yesterday. I didn't even tell you about this, did I, when we were talking about this?
No, you didn't. This is amazing. And if I just can quickly say, I was on air yesterday with that exchange that Daniel and Quentin had. And I love seeing two brothers just, being grown and taking accountability and not taking it personal, and know that it's the heat of the moment. And it's just an honor that we could show what real dialogue looks like and what it means to apologize. Quentin obviously has more grace and class than our current president. So I'm glad that was all hashed out. Really beautiful moment.
That part. Thank you. Okay, Daniel, let's discuss the breaking news that we talked about yesterday a bit, and then we're going to bring in Simone to give us some legal observations. But the parents of Nolen Wells have now sent a notice of intent or the possibility for lawsuits against officials and individuals who may be involved in the death of their son, the disappearance and the death of their son. And so the headline, this is coming from the Sun Herald, but it's being reported wider as well.
Yeah, and I'm so glad we have Simone on to talk about this, because Don, you and I broke this news yesterday with the family filing that notice of intent to file litigation against the families. Again, it's a notice of intent to file litigation, so it's not actually them filing that lawsuit, but it's saying you need to make sure you save all of the evidence in this case. If and when we file a lawsuit, we don't want to hear, oh, we deleted that video. Oh no, we threw out that, the physical evidence that was on the boat. We want to make sure we are holding you accountable for every piece of evidence that was on July 4th, that day when Nolen went missing.
So Simone, walk us through this. This notice of intent to me sounds like a litigation hold. Is that correct? Two different things. What's happening here?
It is. It's a litigation hold, but who is it that you would be suing? At this point, there's not enough facts yet for a civil action yet. We're saying yet, because remember, civil actually has a lower standard though than criminal. However, under the criminal law, this isn't necessary. Under criminal law, destroying any of the same things they're seeking to protect here, that's called obstruction of justice, tampering with evidence, any of those things. So I found this to be a really interesting strategy that actually made me really nervous, because I feel like basically by doing that, that's the end of anyone voluntarily talking to the police. It's over. It's over.
Mm-hmm.
No lawyer who wants to keep their license, right, would allow their client to sit down and speak to a police officer without them being present at this point. Whereas before, you may have been able to have some people go down with their parent. It's over because it's not specific. It's not even, for example, if that notice just went to Warren, maybe Warren's granddaddy. I think you guys have had that conversation. If not, we can go there. Some of the adults, then we'd be in a different situation. But now what that says is we may sue you. And so if you go talk to the cops, you could be next. I don't think it's going to be, I think at this point, it's very concerning. And I'm curious what the police would think of it. I think the best analogy is if you've ever watched The First 48, right? When the cops bring someone in, they never let the suspect know they're a suspect. They always try to make the suspect think you're just a witness. You're just coming in here telling us what you think. My concern is now no one is going to feel like by sitting down and speaking either with the police or with the family's legal team that they're just a witness. Everyone is going to feel like we are now either going to be a defendant in a civil suit or a defendant in a criminal.
May I ask a question?
Of course.
But they weren't talking anyway. So what other
Well,
avenues?
to our
did the-
knowledge, we don't know if they are.
To
We
our
don't know
knowledge.
behind the scenes. To our
That's
knowledge.
my
yeah.
biggest thing.
But
Y'all don't know
let's
what's
say,
happening.
but let's say they weren't talking. Let's say they weren't getting much from them. What other avenue would the family have? It would seem that they want to preserve the evidence. They want to make sure the social media is being preserved as well. It appears that there isn't a lot of communication going on. So if there isn't, what other avenue would the family have?
Okay, so let me say this first. If they weren't preserving it for the cops, they sure as hell are not going to start preserving it for Benjamin Crumb, for Miss Christine Worley, for the Wells family. That's just obvious, right? But when you say what other avenue would they have, do you mean because the witnesses are not talking to the family, or because the witnesses are not talking to the police? See, that's the distinction. They're talking to the police. The police are not telling the family what each individual witness is saying.
Right.
That's normal. But
Right.
that's normal. That's my concern. So on my channel, I haven't jumped into covering this. The reason is twofold. This happened to my family. This was me 3 years ago. My godson was killed in a water incident with a bunch of white boys in Florida. And we had to navigate that very strategically in order to preserve facts and so forth. So we can, how did my baby drown? Because I couldn't let everybody who I know, all y'all had something to do with this. I couldn't let them know, or they wouldn't have told me what they told me. So I'm saying that from both experience as a practitioner and experience as a mother figure. But you're making a point. So the question is valid, which is they weren't talking anyway, but I want to clarify, they weren't talking to the civil attorney. They're not supposed to. That's not necessarily unusual, particularly in a case that now has national attention.
But Simone, my question would be...
Simone, wait, hold on 1 second. Simone, this happened to you?
Absolutely,
Wow.
It happened to me.
Can you tell us about it? Do you mind
Sure.
speaking about it?
No, I don't. So what happened is my godson, he graduated from an underwater welding program, top of his class, the only Black student to do so of about 40. He was one of the few to get a job, a good job, underwater welding at like the age of 20, 21. He goes out boating, not boating, but they go out to the lake with some other kids that were white. By kids, we're talking 18 to 21-ish. They go out, they smoke a little weed, they're having some drinks, and they convince him to go do a deep dive, despite being under the substances. They're under the substances. They are horse playing. They convince him to do the deep dive. He does the dive, and so do some of them, and they come up just fine, and he don't. And so then we had to spend time figuring out what exactly went on. And the biggest challenge that I found was it took pulling teeth to get to the truth if they thought they were going to be in legal trouble for it. If it was more, though, if I couched it from his mommy just wants to understand, because it's impossible for us to start healing from the grief when it doesn't even make sense, because we're sitting having nightmares of his drowning, of this, that, and the third. And ultimately what we found is there wasn't criminality, but there was negligence.
I'm sorry to hear that.
So I'm so sorry that happened, Simone. Thank you. Thank you so you've been through this, and now can you imagine though, Daniel, I want you to jump back in here, but can you imagine what the family is going through, and on top of this, I'm trying to figure out the legal situation, and then also trying to getting harassed. But Daniel, you had a question. Sorry, I cut you off. I just wanted to see what happened. But go ahead, Simone, go ahead. What were you going to say?
Daniel, I think you're about to describe the harassment more, but I just want to say, as you get into that, the harassment of the mother, when people say this isn't about race, I point to that example. Because there is no way a mother of a white child who had been drowned with other white kids, who simply goes to the media and goes to the police and says, I want to know how my child drowned, would ever be getting doxxed and virtually harassed and 1-star reviews, trying to make that mom lose her job for simply asking why.
Okay. Okay.
Actually, Simone,
Go ahead,
first
Daniel.
of all, I want to say I'm so sorry for you and your family for having to had experienced that. But you actually made me think of a different question, which is you said negligence versus criminality. Can you just explain that for folks? And maybe with this Nolen case, because I think a lot of people are saying, and this is what we've gotten into, whereas those kids did something, they did something, and that may not, we don't know, right? But there could be something where they know something more than they're letting on for now. So can you just explain that?
Sure. So negligence is a different standard. Negligence is effectively acting unreasonably under certain facts where a reasonable person would not have done what you did. So just to start on the basics, from the facts we do have, it appears that I believe it was Warren was the driver. It appears that the driver of that boat was toasted. He was drunk. So while being a drunk driver, if that was true, allegedly of the boat, if that were the case, and there's some facts in the full audio that lean towards that, but if that were true, and Nolen fell off the boat or hurt himself in some way as a result of the drunk boating, that's negligence. That's what and negligence can be civil or it can be criminal. On the criminal side, it could be what they call intoxication, manslaughter, things along that line. But it could simply be you made a turn and Nolen fell off the boat because you weren't paying attention. Right? Anything like that.
Simone, no, would it turn into, again, I want to make it clear we don't know what happened,
But if anything like that happened, man, that means they know. They knew that he fell off the boat. They knew. That's the part I can't understand. All of a sudden, this one person is missing and nobody knows that he was missing until his body shows up. That don't sound right, man. Somebody knew what happened to him, but they not talking.
if that is what happened, and let's say Nolen fell off and then they were trying to cover it up, would that then go to criminal, or would that still be civil? Or would that?
The answer is it depends on the level of intent. So different types of negligence. It's harder for something negligent to be a criminal offense. However, what could be are things like obstruction of justice, which is lying to the police, can be obstruction of justice, tampering with evidence, which is deleting text messages, or even intimidating other witnesses. So, for example, if allegedly, no one is saying this has happened yet, but if it was the judge used her power, her family's influence to get witnesses to say certain things when they did sit down with police, those things, even if it's found to simply be negligence, are criminal and can result in criminal sentencing.
So you kind of touched on this, but I was going to ask this. So this letter is about preserving the evidence, if you will. I guess the state is saying, don't worry, it'll eventually come out. And the family is saying, we'll make sure you preserve the evidence. So if something is deleted, because nothing, I wouldn't be surprised, what would the legal consequences be if something is deleted, social media is deleted? What would actual legal consequences look like?
Sure. Jail time. On the criminal side, absolutely jail time.
Okay.
That is just tampering with evidence. I've seen people go to jail for 8 years, 10 years. In fact, sometimes what'll happen is they'll give you a pretty harsh sentence depending on how helpful that evidence would have been if it still existed. Hell, our dumb egg president right now, they have someone where they simply put in a passcode to their own cell phone, which deleted the stuff on the phone. And so that person is facing over 5 years in prison right now because they're calling it like tampering with evidence, blah, blah, blah. And that's their own cell phone. So criminally, it would be tampering with evidence, obstruction of justice. But then on the civil side, here's what happens on the civil side. On the civil side, you can simply ask the judge for an instruction to the jury that says, Your Honor, they destroyed this. So we are entitled to an inference that they destroyed it because this evidence would have helped us prove our case.
A negative inference. And right. And then the jury, and what does that negative inference means to the jury? Because they're still going to have to decide, right? But it means, but it weighs against the, Yep. Go ahead.
If it was a video that showed, let's say it was a video that showed a fight with one of the other boys on the boat and Nolen, then the inference could be that fight was the cause of injuries and that impacted his death. The jury can just assume that without looking at that evidence because they destroyed the evidence, or that fight then resulted in him falling off the boat, being hit, falling off the boat, and was the cause of death.
And the jury has to take that as fact because.
Oh yeah, they don't have a yes.
And they get to decide from that fact if how they want to.
From that fact, is this a crime? Correct. Now, let me say this. It's not mandatory under every state's a little bit different, but in most states, it's not mandatory that they make that surmise. But the judge says they are allowed to. Is the language? But let me clarify that.
Simone, now I want to ask you another question because this one was a week ago. The other one was new from this week, the one about the intent to sue, possibly sue. The other one was from that the mother was opening up his estate to allow herself some legal options and weren't sure if that was real. I haven't seen it in a lot of places, but what do you make of that reporting, Simone?
Yeah, so that's important. First of all, it can take a while to open an estate, even if it's for a 19-year-old.
What does that mean?
Oh, so what that means is she is preparing to be able to file a civil lawsuit. That's what that means.
Okay. And you said that's difficult as well?
No. It's easy to file the suit. It can take a few months to get the estate set up. So she's doing that now so that when they file the lawsuit, they can do it in the name of the estate.
Okay. Clay, anybody else have any questions regarding this? This whole thing is just crazy. Go ahead, Daniel.
So we have seen, and listen, y'all know what I think about Mississippi and the investigators, that a lot of people speculate that if the roles were reversed and these were 3 young black men and 1 young white man, that those 3 young black men would have already been arrested over what we all, again, the assumption that these people were underage and drinking and driving a boat. So people want to know, why haven't there been arrests of the parents of the people who supplied the alcohol to underage young men? Is it a crime? Why haven't people been arrested for underage intoxication, public intoxication? Do you think that's true? And why? What's happening there?
And that's towards me. I would say, I agree. There probably would have been arrests. My guess for why it hasn't happened yet is for the same reason that I was saying, saying you're going to sue everybody is going to quiet people down. There's a long statute of limitations. There's at least like a year-long statute of limitations for that. And so I think maybe I'm pretty sure that's a misdemeanor. So they may not want to arrest people for that because that's when they're going to lawyer up and be less likely to talk. But what they may dangle that as is, hey, if you don't voluntarily come in here and speak to us, then these are some charges that you could be facing. Now, I think regarding the parents supplying, that could be a little more vague, but it's also difficult somewhat due to the fact that they, as in, I think it was Warren that called it in, and his grandfather did not allow the Coast Guard to come, did not allow the authorities to come to rescue them from the boat. So there may be limited evidence that the police can rely on with regards to charging them with the underage drinking and underage boat.
Let me just, that underage thing is going to be, especially if there are adults. Do the adults own the boat? Why are they allowing underage people to be on a vehicle or what would you call it? Not a device, but on a vehicle. A boat is a vehicle that you own. Right? I mean, that is owned by an adult. Why is that? Is that what kind of parenting? I don't know what that means, but it's very interesting. Okay. So, and anyone who would harass a mother, let me just say this. Anyone who would harass a mother, I have the words that I could say to you the screen would burn up if I said what kind of person that you are. So that goes without saying. They're giving her 1-star reviews, whatever. I hope that there's a way to combat that. And I hope that the folks in her profession don't take that seriously and they know where this is coming from. They know where trolls are coming from. And I don't know if it helps or not, but I would say, people go in and give her if it's 5-star, 10-star, whatever, to ratio that. I just think, and just some of the comments are ridiculous. She actually spoke about it for a little bit. I don't know if we have that, Andy, where she talked about it on her social just for a little bit.
Hey,
She got once they said supporters say Nolen Wells' mother, Christine, has been targeted with 1-star reviews on her professional profile. What does that have to do with? Why are y'all giving her a 1-star review? That is, man, y'all using social media to do all kinds of stuff.
Some of the comments are ridiculous. She actually spoke about it for a little bit. I don't know if we have that, Andy, where she talked about it in her social.
Let's see what she got to say. Let's see what she says.
Hey, Boo Bears. I know you probably did not expect to see me, but I had to come on because I wanted to acknowledge all of your love, your support, your kindness that you guys have been showing me. I wanted to, answer each and every one of you, and I probably will at some point. I will at some point, but right now it's just, everything is so heavy.
Yeah, do your thing, girlfriend. Do your thing.
Everything is so heavy. Just been going through the motions, I'm a healthcare provider, so I talk about grief a lot. And now to be on the other side of this is, it's a lot. So I lost my mom a few years ago, and that was hard. This loss, this grief, this pain, it's different. It's insurmountable. And then it's like you get these flood of emotions all at different times, and grief is so multi-layered. 1 second I might be okay and I can talk about things and I can listen to his stories, and then the next minute I am falling apart and I feel like I can't breathe, and I feel like there is an elephant just sitting on my chest. But, I know this is the process. I have a wonderful support system. I have my faith in God, which I've been leaning heavy into. But I just wanted to let you guys know that I see you. I love you. I'm thankful for all of you. And I'm so sorry that I hadn't been able to reply. I don't know exactly when again I'll post. For some reason, it does help. And I know if Nolen was here, he'd be like, Mom, just keep talking to the people, keep telling my story, keep telling your story. So that is going to be my plan. Again, thank you all so much. I love you, and I will talk to you later.
All right, that wasn't the one where she addressed the trolls. I don't know if you guys remember that one, but that wasn't. But still, you got to see her emotion there. And Ahmad, you guys, whoever wants to take it, I don't know how anybody could. I just don't know. Who
Can I
raised
just
some
say
people.
that it's heartbreaking, and just my heart goes out to her and her family. But I also want to call out the governor of Mississippi, Tate Reeves, who celebrates the Confederacy every April. And he finally released a statement and did not console the family, did not say anything respectful to the family, instead said that Benjamin Crump and Al Sharpton are liars. That was his statement. You have a young man who is dead, somebody who you represent this man in the state of Mississippi. I have a feeling if it was the other guy who passed away, Warren, you would find a way to release a statement. He is shameful, Governor Tate Reeves. He has said more things about the Confederacy than he has about an 18-year-old who is dead.
That's terrible.
And everything about it is just disgusting to me. Anybody harassing that mom and the governor at the top, this is well, partly because of the work that you've done, Don Lemon. This is a massive story. The country is finally talking about it. And your only statement as the governor is complaining about their lawyer? It's disgusting. That's why that state, the Magnolia State, which I love, has that kind of reputation because of leaders like him.
Thank you for responding to that. Now we're going to talk about something after we're going to get a wording from our sponsors, but something that has been weighing on a lot of folks, especially Clay and especially Daniel, and that is, should we wear do-rags and bonnets in public? Get ready, folks, in the comment section. Folks on the comments in the chat. You guys have seen this. It's at Tuskegee University. They have applied a dress code saying no bonnets. I think it's no pajamas. I don't know if they're doing flip-flops.
No do-rags.
And no do-rags. Now, should we let it do what it do or do what it don't? We're going to talk about it right after a word from our sponsor.
You ever look around at the way the world works and you think,
do what it do
now,
or do what it don't?
Back to read this. Let me make sponsors. Our sponsors keep us powered. Okay, let's put up this Tuskegee story. Y'all ready? Because people are hot about this. Okay, here we go. I need to read this. Let me make it bigger here. Okay, so Alabama University bans bonnets and do-rags for upcoming school year in updated dress code. Scroll up, Andy. It says Tuskegee University recently announced updates to its dress code policy and behavioral standards for students beginning this academic year. The new dress code prohibits students from wearing bedroom shoes, bonnets, and do-rags in classrooms, in the cafeteria, according to its text. Keep going, Andy. Revealing clothing will also be banned in classrooms. Remember, Daniel, we talked about that. Dining areas and official university events such as convocation students attending professional events or business meetings must wear business suits and appropriate footwear under the updated guidelines. Tuskegee President Dr. Mark A. Brown said the changes aim to give students a solid foundation for the workforce they will enter once they leave Tuskegee rather than limit their college experience, according to HBCU Game Day. So that is the story. Now, someone we know who's very outspoken, I don't know if y'all are going to agree with her or not, is speaking out on this. How long is this video, Andy, by the way?
Like a minute.
Do we know?
Yeah, 1 minute.
A minute. Okay. All right. None other than, you will recognize her when you see her because she is a one-name person. Although her name is what? It's 2 syllables, right? Okay, here we go.
I've been seeing it, not just at the airport. I've been seeing it at the store, at the mall. I've been seeing sisters showing up with these bonnets and headscarves and their slippers. And the question that I'm having to you, my sweet babies, when did we lose pride in representing ourselves?
That's crazy.
When did we step away of let me make sure I'm presentable?
Oh my God, man. How can you put that message out and look how you came on? Look how she came on. It's like oh my God, man. I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking, Monique, you should be dressed up. You shouldn't be in that robe to put out this message. That's just my opinion, y'all.
When I leave my home, let me make sure I'm representing the family I created so that if I'm out in the street, I look like I have pride in myself. And I'm not saying no full face of makeup. I'm not saying no full front lace frontal. I'm not saying none of that. All I'm saying is, could you please comb your hair? And if you don't want to comb your hair, they got enough shit out here now, baby, where you can style yourself up and look like you have pride.
I will let Simone Redwine go first as the lady on the screen, and then
I just wanted to say, in honor of all those who disagree and think that it is appropriate to wear your bonnet and so forth to class, I came on today's episode wearing my bathrobe. This is actually my bathrobe. I don't even have on a brassiere.
Oh, look, that's a Dominic Guerrero bathrobe.
Is this how I should be able to walk as a professor of law and just out here with my chi-chis? No brassiere? Nobody wants to see that. Nobody. And I think this is wonderful. I'm actually sad that they had to make this a rule. It says maybe you might be too immature to go to college right now if we got to beg you to brush your hair before you go to the classroom. But there's nothing wrong with this. It's called a dress code. Guess what? When you enter the real world, every job has a dress code until you are your own boss. Welcome to the real world.
Until you're your own boss. I still got a dress code.
Who wants to go first? Clay or Daniel? Second.
I'll go
ahead,
first.
Clay.
All right, so let me say this. I heard some students speaking out, and they said this really is a non-issue. So I think it might have made it a bigger issue by announcing this dress code. With that being said, let me say
you're
this.
saying that students agree with it on campus? They don't
No,
find
they're
they didn't
saying
have a
it's a
problem with it.
non-issue. They're saying we don't really see folks walking in with their titties and ass out, and wearing a bunch of bonnets. That's what I heard some students.
Well, they have pictures on this site, didn't they, Andy, of on this thing? But anyway, go on, Clay. Sorry.
But that said, let me say this though. I'm not saying people should go to class looking like Apollonia from Purple Rain. I'm not saying people should go to class wearing lingerie, Vanity 6. Nasty girl living in a nasty world. I'm not saying that at all, right? But this ban included do-rags and bonnets even in the cafeteria, right? And I wore do-rags a lot when I was in college. And under my do-rag, I had a really brilliant brain. You know what I mean? So it's a little bit odd to me. And let's be clear. These are adults. They are paying for a service. They aren't just guests in the spot. They're paying for an actual service. I mean, some of them are like 25, 26 years old. You're going to tell
But
an
it also
adult.
includes house shoes, though. It includes pajamas and house shoes in the
I
cafeteria.
get it. I totally understand that. But listen,
All right.
if you're going to prepare kids for the real world or young people for the real world, then prepare them by making sure they don't leave college with thousands of dollars in debt. Like, I feel like we're on the wrong issue here. I mean, when my aunties and uncles were in college, they were paying like $25 a credit. I went to college when I was 24 years old. You ain't going to tell a 24, 25-year-old grown man they can't wear a do-rag. Now, some things are crazy. I get that. But it just feels a little bit odd. You know what I care more about? Under that do-rag, are you going to vote? Are you registering to vote? Under that bonnet, are you out there registering to vote? I mean, if you're in the business class, that's fine. And again, you shouldn't have your titties out. You shouldn't be in booty shorts. I think that's probably an exaggeration. But it just feels a little bit weird to me. They're paying for a service. The professor should not be doing that. The professor shouldn't be, because they're getting paid. But if I'm in class and I see a dude wearing a do-rag, how does that disrupt me? It just feels a little bit odd. I'm not here for, again, not titties and ass.
Good point.
But do-rag, bonnets, you know. And the cafeteria, first of all, they got a heat advisory in Alabama right now. You getting up 8 a.m. trying to get to class, you sweating, you lucky I make it to class. I don't know, man. I'm not here for it. I'm not here for it. Not a ban. Talk to the students directly. I think a ban made it cause more drama.
Okay.
Before I say anything, Simone, did you want to respond to that? I don't know if you.
No,
Okay.
I think, me and my cheat codes are done.
And that's a good robe. Like, that's a Dominique Devereaux robe. That's a dynasty robe. That's
Well,
good.
you know, and the mic is hiding some stuff too.
That is true. No, I will just say, listen, I generally agree with the policy that you shouldn't be going outside. Listen, I just got back from a trip. You all know some of the outfits I saw at the airport were outrageous, in my opinion. So I do agree that when you leave your home, you should carry yourself with a certain level of decorum and class. That said, my only issue with this is what Clay just said, which is I don't think it's a university's place to tell paying students what they can or cannot wear to class. Because I just think then that's a slippery slope. And as I've talked to John about this before, then they can issue decrees, no pride flags, no this, that. So I just think if I'm paying you, you can't tell me what to do. Now, if you're paying me, as we all know in this industry, there was a dress code. As a broadcast journalist, I had to wear a suit and a tie, suit coat and a tie every time I was on air. If I didn't have that, I wasn't allowed on air. That's fair because I chose to get into this industry and my employer's allowed to do that. But I just think it's wrong. It's not a university's place. Now, if you want to issue a decree that, hey, listen, you can't do this once you leave. In this classroom, you can wear that bonnet and that do-rag. But once you get into a professional environment, you're not going to be allowed to do that. They can say it, but I just think issuing the policy is a bit far.
Okay.
Right,
I'm gonna be the whoopee here. It doesn't matter if you're paying someone that you can't tell people what to wear. People have dress codes. If you don't want to abide by that dress code, don't go to Tuskegee University. Now, let me just say this to y'all. I understand this is not about, everybody's like, this is respectability politics. This is not respectability politics. This is about self-respect. This is about how you carry yourself. Now, listen, when you're an adult, fine. You adult, do what you want. I don't think that you should be wearing do-rags or bonnets in public, but that is your business. Think about it. What is this? It's a university. A university is a place of higher learning. It's not of lower learning. It's not of mid-learning. It's to teach you how to be in a professional environment and in an adult world. And in the adult world, there are dress codes. And sometimes you like it and sometimes you don't. And I went to a school for many years that we had to wear uniforms. If we didn't wear those uniforms, we couldn't go to the school. And believe me, we were paying tuition. to go to that school because those were the rules. Young people have to understand that they have to follow the rules. This is not about respectability, what somebody else thinks about you, what the culture, what is black. I'm talking about pajamas from white girls, slippers to white girls, white boys who wear short. I don't want to see your, you know what's hanging out of your shorts. I don't want it, none of that. None of that. Dress appropriately no matter your ethnicity. So it's what's good for Tuskegee University is also good for Notre Dame. It's also good for Duke. It's also good for Southern, Grambling, LSU. People should have a dress code. And so just because and this is not about being ratchet or ghetto. This is about teaching people for a higher learning. That's what university is for. That's what an education is about, is to educate you. And so if you think an education, someone improving themselves or getting an education is respectability, politics that you should not adhere to, then something is wrong with you. Don't go to college then if you don't want to deal with it.
Yeah.
Go to some other place that will allow you to wear whatever you want. And then you get what you get. But I don't understand why this is even a controversy. Because number one, Clay, you said it's hot. And whatever, bonnets are hot, and so are do-rags.
Maybe your hair got sweated out. Maybe you're trying to get some waves.
But what's wrong with sweated out hair? Here's the thing that gets me. What is wrong with natural black hair? That you have to cover your beautiful crown, a big old afro, a kinky afro, and I don't think that that's a negative. My afro is beautiful. If I didn't, I don't care. My hair is beautiful, so I don't have to wear a bonnet. If I don't have waves, I don't have to try to do something that I am not. My beauty comes from the natural thing that God gave me, so I don't have to wear a bonnet to cover it or something else to, so that my hair seems appropriate for somebody else. I think that dreads are beautiful. I think that braids are beautiful. I think that locks are beautiful, and people should be allowed to wear them, and they shouldn't have to cover them up. And I think when you get out of bed and you have locks or braids or dreads or an afro, that is okay, because white kids certainly go to class or wake up and they have bedhead. They go to class. Nothing wrong with black folks having bedhead. You do not have to wear your night clothes to class.
This right here that jumped up, he said restaurants and clubs have dress codes. You're right. Some clubs, no jeans, no tennis shoes, you can't get in. You got to follow the dress code in order to participate. Even in school now these days. That's what it seems like.
Wake up and they have bedhead. They go to class. Nothing wrong with black folks having bedhead. You do not have to wear your night clothes to class or in public. Dress like an adult. Elevate yourselves. Don't get stuck in something you believe is this because this is what black culture is. And this is where we must remain, and we must say there are beautiful things about black culture, but there's also beautiful things about discipline.
But they also making the do-rags and these bonnets, they call them. It's a younger generation style. You may think it's something for the bedroom, but the younger generation think that wearing this out in the street is a style. Wearing your pajamas in the street is they style. It's they showing off they fashion or something. I don't know how. I don't understand how, but that's what they think. I'm just telling you what they think.
And improving yourselves and your thinking and learning and growing and evolving beyond certain things that you may have been taught. It's okay to love those things, understand those things, respect those things, but everything has a place, and not everything is for everything, and just like not everything is for everybody. Delicious. I'm through. I'm done.
Well, y'all would have judged me in college. Let me tell you something. I was rolling out. John would have been looking down on me. I had on a do-rag, some sweats.
No, I'm not looking down on you. I would just be like, well, I
like, what is wrong with this boy?
That person
Listen, it's a fair argument. I get it, but at the end of the day, these are adults, and I really struggle with this idea of how much.
But are they adults? Their frontal lobes aren't even closed.
So what? They're 19, 20. You could be up to 30-some years old. They have a robust.
They're mature.
True, but I also struggle with this idea that college prepares you for the quote unquote real world. I guess it's supposed to, but what I see preparing you for is a lot of debt. So, I mean, there's certain things I wouldn't wear, but
that's
again,
a whole nother thing, Clay. That's not the same thing.
But you're putting money. You are a customer. You are putting
But that
money
doesn't
in.
that doesn't matter.
Well,
when
then,
you go to court, are you going to wear some booty shorts? Are you
But
going to
you're
wear
not in
do-rag to
court,
court?
though. And also,
but, okay,
these
but,
students.
But tell me why you aren't going to wear it.
Because you're going to court. These students live on campus. They live on campus.
You're going to class. But you're going to class.
I'm not saying go in wearing lingerie. I'm not saying that. But a do-rag. I mean, for real.
Yeah.
I mean, how?
Yes.
What's? Well, I got a do-rag in my apartment.
That
I mean,
is totally raggedy. I think about Florida A&M University, right? Their SBI program, which is the business program for the super smart kids.
Damn.
They, for the longest, I don't know if they still do it, but the students Monday through Thursday had to wear suits to class.
I understand that. Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Because they were preparing them for their business mind. And I think the only reason they did it on Friday is Friday was internships, or maybe it was even then. I can't remember. But I'm saying HBCUs have historically held us to a higher level because, in addition to everything else, when you go there, you are supposed to leave with better self-confidence, pride in your look, pride in your appearance, and the understanding that you are now twice as prepared as others might be for the same roles and tasks. So it does not surprise me that this is an HBCU that is trying to hold our students to this higher level.
Yeah.
I will just say this. Listen.
Discipline. It's called discipline.
With what Clay said earlier too, because look, we all know getting a college degree still in 2026 is one of the greatest indicators for your ability to get into the middle class, right? And for your long-term economic success, right? Like that's still true to this day. And so we also know that the facts show us, you can look it up yourself, college matriculation rates for Black men is at a 50-year low. Why are we doing anything that's going to further inhibit someone that says, you know what, maybe I'm not going to go there, or I'm at Tuskegee University already, you're making it harder, I'm out. So I just think there are bigger
Daniel,
issues.
how is a do-rag making it harder?
You never know. Someone saying, listen, they're kids, Don. You already called it yourself.
Daniel, how is a do-rag making it harder for you to go to college?
Young people do not make the best decisions.
Daniel, how is a bonnet making it harder for you to go to class? Now, if you said we need to be finding programs like better Pell Grants, having more access and whatever, that's a whole nother thing. But a do-rag and a bonnet ain't keeping you from going to college. Come on now, be real. Let's
young
stop this
people
shit.
are expressing themselves. They're finding out who they are. They're trying to figure out.
Wear your do-rag to the dance. Wear your do-rag out in public. Go out and be beautiful. But when you go to class, dress like the dress code that they want you to dress. It's called discipline.
I don't
and they
think
can still wear it to the student union. They can wear it to the student union. They can wear it to the basketball, the this and that.
Yeah, I think do-rags are cool. I think they're actually fashionable. I like to see them on the runway. But there are certain things that are appropriate and other places that are not appropriate.
True.
Just like I said, you're not going to wear the shit in court. Are you going to show up to your job on the first day with a do-rag on?
But again, it's a college classroom. It's not a courtroom. You have after college, you have decades and decades to sit at a damn cubicle and wear some tight ass clothes you don't want to wear. You are in college. You're a young person. What are they going to say? No. Remember at Morehouse a few years back, they didn't want any of the men to like wear women's heels or women's clothes or something like that. I remember that happened a few years back at Morehouse. I just feel like these are adults. And listen, if it doesn't look good, then they'll learn that. They'll go through that process to learn that. But all I care, do you have good grades? Are you voting? What are you being inspired by? How are you learning who you are?
Voting.
It feels a little bit rigid to me, but it's a fair argument. I have my do-rag, and I did pretty well for myself.
All right, look, I gotta run, and I know Clay has to run too. Let me just say that, Clay, I understand what you're saying. And if you don't agree with that, don't go to Morehouse and don't go to Tuskegee. They have the right to create their own rules. And I happen to agree with their rules. And, if you want to, I had a do-rag on. People were like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm wearing my do-rag. I like it. But I don't have the kind of hair that it can't even get a wave. The only wave I can get is in the ocean, okay?
We should have all wore do-rags today. We should have
wave like that. And I actually think that there are beautiful, fashionable bonnets. I think there's appropriate. Now, if there is a religious reason or something that you have to wear a turban or you have to wear sari or whatever that you need to wear, I understand that. But just being lazy that you don't want to get out and fix your hair up, or let's think about it goes beyond that. there's I don't know if it's psychological, but something much deeper. Why are you covering up what God gave you with a bonnet, regardless of what you think, whatever the texture of your hair, or if you have no hair? We should be teaching people in college and in schools, regardless of the grade of your hair, the kind of hair, no hair, color, that it is all beautiful and you don't have to cover it up, nor do you have to put somebody else's hair on your head in order to be a beautiful person. That's all I'm saying.
Get them good grades. Get your education.
And get the good grades too. All right now. Thank you, Simone. You could have put. And by the way, Monique, I think she had on her bathrobe in that video.
See?
She did.
See?
I was like, wait a minute.
And at the airport, at the airport, I'm gonna wear what I want on them damn airlines.
She don't have her brassiere on either.
Period, as somebody said. All right, y'all. Be proud of your crown. Thank you. That's what I agree. I see my nieces come for the summer, and look, they're in hair, and I'm not saying you can do what you want with your hair. I think it's all beautiful. But when they come to visit me in the summer and they have their natural hair, they look so beautiful. Sometimes they put it in braids or whatever, and it's just so beautiful. And I think we forget just how beautiful black hair is sometimes. And we need more. We need a new appreciation of the beauty of blackness and black hair. Okay. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you guys. Now you're informed. Thank you for helping to grow this community. Clay, Daniel, Simone, all of you. I really mean it. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. So now you're informed. If you want to know anything about the Don Lemon Show, go to donlemon.com, and you can find out how to get tickets to DL and DL. It's right there. Also go.
Man, even in the airport, people had on their pajamas and them bonnets and all that stuff. But, hey, you raise your kids the way you want them to be raised. If you don't want them to be wearing that type of stuff out in the street, then hit them. You know, hey, don't wear that stuff out. You just wearing that crap out there because you see everybody else doing it. Monkey see, monkey do sometimes. Okay, I'm going to get on up out of here. Y'all take it light, take it slow. Tell them, Uncle Mike. Told you so. Shh. Peace out. Oh my goodness, I am tired. I think I need to go up there and take me a quick nap or something. Man, I'm sleepy as I don't know what. I don't know why. We're gonna come back on the live later on around 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. We're gonna be live, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna start pushing this live to get this thing to start jumping up there a little teeny bit. Anyway, why is that in the feed if you already watched it? That's crazy. Did I do my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? I did my quota. At least I made it. All right. So y'all think that the this thing is doing pretty good? Oh, come on, man. That's with that right now. I like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, that's the roofing without the second one. And 6. The date of 20. Oh man, 07/29, baby. Okay. Now quit this. Before the stage live, yeah, baby. I'm gonna take I hope I take an hour nap. Definitely hit me up when you get here, whatever. Cause if I take a nap now, it's 2 o'clock. I get up at 3:30. Yeah, I'm gonna go take me a nap. Look here, let me see something here. Then once I finish, switch this over. Real simple. Okay. Yeah, I gotta start doing more shorts and stuff. Oh my goodness. It is now this is a whole different computer right here, ladies and gentlemen. So I do the reactions on one computer, then I come over here and move the reactions to this computer. So my editor can come in and edit. And he can edit whenever he want, even while I'm on the other computer. So 29. So I slide this over. Boom. Then I go to bed. It's gonna be about 17 minutes. 17 minutes to get that on. We're gonna add some light in here when we start doing some stuff. Right now, I'm just testing out some stuff. These GoPros like light a little better. They don't like darkness, so it's probably a little more like this and everything. Thank y'all for hanging out, checking out the live and everything. Now, how you end this thing? That's one thing I gotta learn how to do. How do you end? No. Oh, here we go. Wait a minute. Yeah. In stream right here. Boom. Your stream will stop immediately and you will no longer be live. In. Peace out, y'all. Peace out.